What is up, guys? Zelfie here. I am going to be doing the recording for round one of Top Cut between Chisaku and Basil. We can see the MCs down here, but the MCs are Roy, Yuri, and Valley from Chisaku, and then Roy making Deirdre from Basil. I think Roy is the fourth most popular deck in this tournament, only behind Valley, Aboro, and Crom, I think. Or Mickey, or some other deck like that. Um, but Roy's very strong deck. Micaiah and Yuri are on the same tier. Valois is also super strong as well. Then we also have another big yellow. So quite a variety of very capable decks here. The odd one out is probably Yuri, but Yuri has been doing Chisaku pretty well as of late, especially his cruise performance. We're gonna lead off with Micaiah versus Valois, it seems. Um, the biggest part here is about identifying what types of builds this Valley could be. Um, Obviously, you're going to see a lot of staples like the Azura, the Ryoma, all core center cards around Valley. But what really makes a difference is between that last around 8ish slots that you might see. Like, will he be running katas? Will he be running different higher cost texts like Talk Me 5, for example? Could it be blue as well? We will have to see here. We do see a Plumeria, which is, one of the few texts that is sort of not a mandatory card in most value lists. So that is one of the few cards he's running. And we are going to see Basil just running his face into the brawl right now. A full field of units already by turn 2. And if any of these live, they can continue to exert pressure down the field just because they also get huge buffs. Jill gets plus 20 attack if Korn promotes. Krifnaga gets plus 20 attack just on virtue of his own skill. Granted that you don't mill a colorless card. And yeah, we are going to see a clear on the Jill here. It's probably easier to take that one down just because you already 10 supports, for example. Did we see a Silas there? No, I think we saw it in August. But we are going to promote into main promo. The best part about Micaiah is that her draw is essentially free. You do have to evade quite a bit, but out of all the draw MCs, she is one of the most lenient from both a deck building, and a gameplay standpoint. We also see the Sword 4, which, pretty mandatory card in Micaiah. But we haven't seen a Sword 1 yet, so the Micaiah's flex slots might be taken up by Ileana, because a lot of what Micaiah runs naturally is Krifnaga's, Jill's, Sword. And those are the three mandatory cards you want to run. And then whether or not you run the one cost or not is also up to you. We already saw both the Jill and the Krifnaga one. So the flex slots could be Ileana's, maybe Ileana 1 as well. As we're going to pass it back to Basil, or not Basil, Chisaku, and see what he does. Turn 3 is usually a pretty big play. For Valley, they're either going to put down usually Elise or Silas. Naturally, the Silas gets a lot better if you're able to promote turn 2. I'd say the same thing goes for the Elise, because the card you're going to be healing back is usually an evade, or something like that. We're just going to see a bridge, which is better than nothing, I suppose, because now you're going to get an extra build before you go into your main promo. On top of that, it's just going to make him slightly harder to hit. He hasn't milled yet, so hopefully he doesn't forget. Okay, so we see a Ryoma build. That is a really good mill for tempo, because it means on his turn 5, after he puts out a unit, he's going to immediately be able to use Ryoma's effect to summon another unit. Or he can spend his turn 4 putting Azura in the back, possibly trying to dodge with it to keep it alive from the Krifnaga plus the Micaiah attack, and then using the Azura as tap fodder on turn 5. But, yeah, there's a lot of ways it can be played out. Oh, and we just aren't going to see any deploys whatsoever. So, he may have a Krifnaga 4 in his hand he doesn't want to deploy, just because there's no reason to. He might have also just used it for a dodge for the Kurfnaga one, knowing that the Kurfnaga hit is more likely able to hit regardless. We do see Mirabilis, which is another one of Makai's tech cards. Isn't relevant at all in this matchup, I don't think. There's no way Valois can discard anything because there's no Dragon Sense for Azure target. So yeah, Mirror is kind of a dead card in this matchup, but still something more important to note if you're going to be playing Roy into the Micaiah, for example. We're just going to see a main promo into Valois. We see a Femui 6/5. You probably want to try to keep track of how many of those he has. Since this is a Momwe start and not a Femui start, it means he's leaning way more onto the male corn dodges as opposed to the female corn dodges. So there could only be like 2 of those Femwees, for example, right? We don't usually see a whole lot more if you are going with the Momwe start. We see another Ryoma build and a Momwe build. Okay. The Momwe is interesting because it's bond retrieval later. It's way more of a late game card than it is, especially when it's in your boundless, because it's still a really good effect. But in this deck, you're rarely deploying anything except for probably Automaton or Lilith, for example. But I can't see you desperately trying to hit a Lilith down, minusing yourself a bond possibly just to stop Jill, right? I mean, Jill's a good card and all, but there's still other plays that it can do. And even then, Jill Kurth isn't, impossible for Valois to solve. Basil also has a huge orb advantage here, which is going to help. She is down 2 orbs, but he also has a lot more cards in his hand due to that. And that's sort of the big thing, is that Valois has to set up these board states to pressure or contest Mickey before Mickey dwindles him out of resources, because Mickey can dodge forever if you're not going to be putting down units. But at the same time, you do have to play around the fact that there is Yoon. I believe we saw Yoon somewhere in here. I wasn't keeping track of that too much. There's also Ileana, so this Micaiah deck is really stacked with board clearing effects, which is really troublesome for Valois build. We're going to see a Tiki put down. Whether this is going to be a bond retrieval or a bond add, we've yet to see. He might just flip 1 to gain attack to hit the Valois and then retrieve a card. Yeah, so he'll probably be adding the Ileana back to his hand. The Ileana is going to come back at a pretty awkward time for him too, because he knows... Oh, there's a Freyr there too. Also, another note. You probably don't want to be playing Roy into this Micaiah if this Micaiah doesn't win here. What else is there to say? Yeah, so we know that there's a Ryoma in the Boundless as well as a Momwe, so it is a bit tricky now, because you know he has the Ileana to respond to whatever the hell you're going to put down, right? So you don't want to overcommit too many units, but you still want to be, proactively doing things to assist your game plan. And that's the struggle here that she has to overcome, especially at such a huge orb deficit now. And like I said, Basil can keep on dodging for a long time. Basil's deck is filled to the brim with dodges, so it's really hard to slowly play against Micaiah, because you're never going to make any progress to actually getting closer to killing Micaiah if you don't ever put at these board states, and then Micaiah has the tools to clear them. This turn 5 play could also be huge for some other reasons. We know that his Boundless is kind of stacked right now. Oh, also, there's a Tiki now, so there's technically a discard target. Though, I gotta be real, I don't really see either Basil putting down that Mirabilis just to preemptively stop Black Azura discard. Because honestly, if you're getting Black Azura discarded, your opponent's probably not in a good spot, because whether they're putting out the Azura themselves to use that, or they're copying it, it means they're not doing literally anything else that pressures your face, so you're probably good. We're going to drop the Shigure, play a Plumeria. This Plumeria is pretty good right now. Unfortunately, it can't be tapped for Ryoma. We're going to mill a copy, so we can make ourselves even bigger. But the important part here is that now we're stopping the Ileana play. Granted, he doesn't run Ileana once, which I haven't seen yet. I may have just not been paying enough attention, but Like I said, I don't think we've seen that yet. And with that said, he's able to commit to the board a lot more now. So he can go ahead, swing here, get his in, do whatever. We're going to see Micaiah dodge. He can even tap Silas to deploy something else. This could even be like, I don't know, a Ryoma. This could be something else. We're going to copy and get an Anonymous build as well, flipping one of his bonds down. This actually does matter in this matchup, only because he has a Tiki 5. So I think flipping the Krifnaga is nice, because at any point you know he's trying to heal Micaiah's, you know he's sort of close to death and sort of fearing death. So, if possible, you want to make it take a face-up one. Not that I think it's going to matter too much. Actually, now that I'm saying that out loud, I think there's an argument for flipping a Micaiah bond down, because you know he has so many Micaiahs, right? And they're eventually going to get flipped down anyways, so you might as well not give him the flexibility of healing the Krifnaga one. If that makes any sense. It's sort of semantics here, because those are very niche scenarios where he's not flipping any other bonds anyways. He doesn't move the Silas back. Granted, Micaiah is there, so that's stopping, Silas from being completely safe anyways. But, you don't want to leave it vulnerable to, Jill to get another hit, right? So this feels like a misplay on, what's it called, Chisaku's part. Even if you can't deploy Jill here, right? Wait, no, he could, because he is ready Jill 1, so he could have gotten scammed by Jill 1, and then, Jill 5-3. Definitely should have moved the Silas back. I don't really see a reason not to. We're going to see Krifnaga come down, and Krifnaga can heal basically any card that he wants. Wait, have we seen the Jill 5 yet? I know it's in the deck. I'm not saying, oh my gosh, Jill 5 even in the deck? Because of course it is. I just don't remember if we've seen it build yet. Flip one for T buff or for Krifnaga heal? Oh, Krifnaga heal, yeah. The Jill coming down was pretty predictable. It's very clear that he doesn't have it right now, or if he did, it's being blocked by Plumeria. And just having more copies of Jill means that you get to sustain your engine for a lot longer. Plumeria down. I think that's all the Ryomas that we've seen. There's one, yeah, because we've seen Team Mill, one a Boundless, and then one a Bond, so yeah. Flip one for a Tiki hit. Yep. That is a really annoying part about this matchup too, is you can't even take up past Tiki without using it in Onkos, right? And even Onkos will always get you there. Well, never mind, I take that back. Onkos will pretty much always get you there. Deck Reshuffle. Wait, what? Oh, Basil's deck, okay. I just got it mixed up. And then we're going to take back in Micaiah dodge. Okay, that's fine. He's probably just looking for evades now. He probably has, maybe one other evade in his hand, and he wants to keep his hand low, while also not taking orbs, so that's probably a fine call, yeah. Chisaku does have, an Onkos in his Boundless, and we're going to see a Azura plop down. No Bond put down, but at least an Azura, right? And with the Anonkos, we know he's able to survive an extra turn now. Also, we could possibly take a check and see. Select Mirabilis. Jills. Yoon. Oh, he also has this Ike. This Ike is a piece of shit for him. Because he, well, he is up one orb now, so he's not, fearing the double orb break. He's just fearing, if he's at 0 and he has to evade it, he'll lose his entire board. He has 2 Yoons, it looks like. 2 Yoons that we can see. No sword ones. Okay. There we go. So yeah, that Makai is very geared towards being able to handle board states and towards long end game survivability. I think not really checked too much for the early game, where it was like Ike ones or even like sword ones for the extra sword disruption. We're going with more controlling packages like the Ileanas, the Yudes, the Tikis. We're gonna see Black Zura, Leo, Mobley. Does he really want to Black Zura him? Another mill, not a very helpful mill. At least it's like out of the deck, but you may want that. The Leo mill is pretty good, and having a second Mobley is kind of redundant, but like, you can never be mad by +1. With the Azura in the backline, he's either thinking about like copying Ryoma to Swain, or he's thinking about using Azura skill to balance everything. We're gonna see the Anankos skill. Probably gonna hit the Tiki now. Yep. You can't let that card keep on getting free value. And I believe we only saw one other Tiki in the retreat. I didn't check too hard, but I'm guessing it's only a 2-1. So the likelihood he has dodges for that card is very slim. And then we're gonna Zura. How many Griffnagas? Not too many because the deck just reshuffled, but like, yeah. Just the one, okay. Like, it gets it off the field, and technically, this is slightly better than just hard removing it right now, because now he doesn't have a Griffnaga in the retreat to summon Jill. So this Jill's, once again, kind of dead, especially against this field, just because, like, what the hell is Jill supposed to hit anyways? Gives Chisaku a turn to just sort of sit down, or not Chisaku, Basil just a turn to sit down and chill the fuck out, clear the Azura, and then not do much else. Basil doesn't have to commit a whole lot. That's the best part about this board state for him, is that he's already winning by so much, and if, Chisaku isn't putting on any real pressure yet, there's no reason for Basil to overcommit to a board or try to get a lead or, anything like that. Because Basil's already way far ahead. In current orb and hand count. Bob the Prayer, we know that card is useless. Probably play nothing, if I had to guess. Like, maybe we could Akaya crit face and then growth afterwards. That would be possible. Although, we're probably clear to the Azura anyways, right? No reason to go face now. I can't really see too many outs for Chisaku in this situation. Like, I'm trying not to be super pessimistic about this, but Chisaku is just really far behind. And, like I said, this Mickey is really geared towards the end game, so I don't see the Micaiah folding super easily. And then afterwards, we'll have to fight Deirdre and Roy, I think? Yeah. Because Chisaku also had Roy and Yuri. Yes, that'd be correct. I sure hope these people didn't DC, because that'd be upsetting. He's probably thinking about whether or not he wants to commit resources on the field. Like, if he really wants to be, like, super tempo heavy, he could play something like Kurtnaga or basically any other 60 unit in the front line. Swing at Azura, kill it, and crit face and draw. But that's, like, all I got. For real. But he's really, really thinking about this decision, bro. As for the rest of Basil's lineup. How does it do to the rest? Basil's Roy is really good. I've seen it firsthand, which almost sounds like cliche to say, but I feel like Basil's Roy is not going to fold easily to, like, any of Chisaku's decks. Maybe Chisaku's Yuri could get the better Roy. But other than that, Roy should have a pretty good time into the Valley. I don't know about the mirror match. It depends on their deck lineups and their decks and stuff like that. Maybe just one of them had to step away for a second. That's probably what's happening. Also, Basil's playing Deirdre too. I'm actually not sure how Deirdre versus Micaiah pans out. That's not a matchup I've seen too much of. So I have no thoughts on that. I actually don't like Deirdre super well in Chisaku's lineup. Deirdre seems like the weak link, and I didn't even know Basil had a Deirdre, so, you know, I have no clue how much testing has actually gone into Basil's Deirdre. I presume he's somewhat confident in it if he actually brought it, but still. We're going to see Ileana in the backline. This is pretty much just as good as the other play I said. We're still pitching a card and then being able to drop Micaiah. Maybe a little Micaiah crit face just to, you know, end the game a bit quicker. Pitch a Kurth. Goodbye. We will crit face and growth after. Can we miss? We can self, right? We can self that it doesn't matter. Also, Ileana will get the draw 2 cards, more than likely. Especially with the crit play, right? Because you line yourself at 3 cards left, you draw 2, you're back at 5, and then Micaiah draws another card, puts you back up at 6. We're going to see Micaiah draw first. I forget, what's Ileana's condition? Is it 2 or less? Oh, you have 4 or less. Okay. Micaiah Gruff, Micaiah crit. Different ordering, but kind of what I predicted. And then we will probably see Ileana draw. Yeah, there we go. Now we are back up to 6 bonds. And pass it back over to Chisaku, who, like, the Anonkas really just didn't do all that much here. It shut down Jill Kurth for, like, that turn. But now there's an Ileana in the backline you have to deal with. You lost an Anonka's range. Just not a great situation overall. We still have that Ryoma just sitting in the boundless, trying to find a good opportunity to use it. Like, G has to have some deploys that are good here, right? Not bodying a card last turn helps. It's also slightly difficult to say because we haven't seen Automaton yet. I don't think he's running it at this point. But he has to have Lilith, right? So if we are at some bonds, we could do something like deploy Lilith, deploy Ryoma, or another 5-drop, tap Lilith, summon shit. You know, go through the whole drill. But we do only have 6 bonds to play with. And from my understanding, I don't think Chisaku has a single 1-drop in his deck that isn't the starting card. As some bonds, we could have also deployed Silas, too. There's so many plays, but unfortunately, he did bond last turn. And now he's a little bit more strapped for what types of plays he can do. It's also possible that we could see drop Mobley, play Lilith off of that, and then tap that for something else. But it's still pretty sketchy. And seeing as Chisaku was hesitant to bond anything last turn, this turn must be really tough for him to decide what he can bond. He's going to bond an Anonkos. Honestly, that's a pretty easy bond. Anonkos is not a card you really want to be playing from hand. I know he does have Shigure's in the deck, we've seen that already, but waiting to play Shigure, who's not even a very impactful card in this matchup, just to flip one of their bonds, doesn't seem all that worth it. We're going to see Silas deployed for 2, and then maybe a 4? No, we're going to see Malway through 2. So that's also one of his dodges on the field, which, once again, pretty sketchy. We might be moving the Valuine to the backline right now. It also sucks because I think he used his extra copy of Azelfie already, so he can't buff himself to 100 to get himself out of the Micaiah range, unfortunately, as well. Also, if we don't have an answer to the Ileana in the backline, Ileana could just discard all her cards, and then Micaiah, being Micaiah, can just draw herself back up. So, like, you have to find a way to clear the Ileana right now. And that's got to be through one of the cards that is boundless. More than likely, it's got to be the Ryoma, right? Well, we still have two more boundless tracks we can do between the Momly and the Valui itself. I'd probably just rip those right away. Just so I could start thinking a bit more about this. There's hardly ever a reason not to use your boundless tracks, unless if you know, like, what cards are left in your deck, and you can reset your deck and just do that, but, like, you know, we're far from being able to figure out what the hell is left in small. We could. But it's not like milling's gonna do anything, right? Regardless of you attacking or milling first, it's not gonna change the math. What? Oh, he copied Leo. Okay. So that's play one. That shuts down Ileana, shuts down Sword. That's okay, I guess. It is an out to Ileana, and he must have not had another way. Um, but it still sucks because now you're still vulnerable to Jill Kurth. Um, we can shove down another buff on the Corn, make her 90, which will put her outside of Jill Kurth range. Not outside Mickey range, but at least outside of the Jill Kurth. And then maybe Tank, hopefully. Another orb taken. Did Basil? Oh no, because Basil used the crit if it drew 3 cards, right? So that sucks that Basil doesn't have a dodge. It means that his Micaiah, what's it called? Whatever. Double mill now. Okay, well, you could have saved the King Leon now if he had done that in the proper order. Why are we drawing arrows? Okay. Yeah, if you'd done that in the proper order, you wouldn't have to use the King Leo to clear the Ileana. So once again, bad order. I don't want to diss on players here, but it's just usually not wise to not use your mills as soon as possible, because it's not like you get access to like having more knowledge of what types of skills you can be using, but also you just have random boundless effects like that. What if you hit an on-cuss? That could have changed your entire game plan. Then the Leo would have been better because then they can't Joe Curve next turn. They can only play one of them just because you don't have the bond suspend. You know, just stuff like that, right? There's basically no reason to ever hold on to your mills in this situation. It's just awkward timing. Swing here. I didn't even see what the other card was. I just saw Lilith. It was... Oh, Silas. Okay. We've already copied King Leo, so, you know, Boundless and other stuff is on the table. We're going to buff the Valui again. Move it back. I feel like at this rate, we're actually not too scared. Oh, never mind. It's a double self. We're actually not too scared of dying this turn, unless if we don't have an aids in hand. And... Oh wait, we are outside Micaiah range. I'm a dumbass. Whoops. I was like 70 plus 20. Yeah, that hits 90, and then I forgot about the regular mill. So, whoops. We are probably going to see Joel Curve come down this turn, because I believe we have seen a Curve Dog and milled by this point. I don't want to go and check. And we, of course, know that Joe's in the game. So... Also, Basil taking 2 orbs is kind of suspicious. Just because, like, Micaiah is typically one dodge, right? Of course, this would just be like, oh, I want to see more cards and have more plays. But we kind of already knew what play was coming as soon as he Leo'd. So because he Leo'd, we know that the only plays we have available to him are Jill and Kurth. So, yeah. Bond Freyr, once again, useless card. Pretty good Bond. And then, will we see Jill Kurth? Hell, we could even see a Jill CC into... Wait, what 2-drop is there? There's a 2-drop I was thinking of. It's not in this deck, huh? I'm dumb. Ignore what I'm saying here. I was gonna say, oh, you could Clash Change Jill, and then you'll have 2 bonds to play something else, but that's not the case. Is that many cards worth deploying for 2? He's also probably thinking about whether or not he actually wants to commit Jill Kurth to this board state, just because, like, you know, they'll help clear, but no one's actually going to be attacking face this turn, and that gives Valois a turn to basically put up a board state against theirs kind of safely. Oh, we're just going to see you. Okay. This is respectable, because now it gives Micaiah the free turn here to basically do whatever. And then we also get to use Micaiah Growth here. We don't get to draw a card off of it, but we still get to hit face, as we do see. 30-30. Definitely hit. And we're going to see Battle Dodge. Okay. And then everything shuffles back into the deck. So now Chisaku's play is a little bit worse. He is at the range where he could start drawing with the Ryoma now, which maybe he was like desperately trying to save that Ryoma so he could card draw with it, right? He is at the range for it to be a card draw now, but also Micaiah's at 90, so you're gonna have to have some field rallies up, which means that you want like Mamu or Femui on the field. And it's not like we can copy Ryoma and Mamu at the same time, unfortunately. So, yeah. Trying to think about what types of plays would be good here. I think just plopping down like a Corn here would be nice. It allows them to fetch down a card, and it puts something on the field that's gonna allow them to hit the Micaiahs anyways. It'll be slow, but there's not much else he can do. He can also try to find a way to tank up as well. Chisaku is still on the back foot here, unfortunately. And right now he's a little bit focused on trying to find value, just to stay in the game, because God knows how many dodges he has in his hand, right? I don't think we know a single card in Chisaku's hand for sure. And that's the tough part. So, you know, we might be scrambling for dodges here in order just to survive any type of push that Basil wants to make. We're gonna bond a dodge. Okay, so I have no clue what the hell this says about his hand. We see a Femui dodge at least, so he could have a Maui dodge in hand still. And then we, of course, saw the Valois dodge before, meaning he didn't have to use any of his 3-2 cords. The cord, like I said, pretty good play here. It means that regardless of what he's doing, his cards are going to be hitting as long as he doesn't flip, you know, like 2 bonds this turn. I don't see how he could, but, you know. And then we also have a mill and a copy. In a very, very desperate situation, this could be copy Elise, flip the Corrin, heal a Corrin, Mobley grab a Corrin, and then attack base. And then now we have 2 evades in our hands still. But, like, super sketchy situation, regardless. Especially because we don't have any bond flippers on the field right now. So, like, you know, him putting that Corrin down means that he doesn't necessarily want to grab back unless he's flipping it back. If that's the case, then why would you? Well, I guess you have to play it anyways, right? Become at 6. No, he's at 7 bonds. Okay, so I think he has some game plan for this Corrin if he ended up putting it down for a reason. I don't really know what to hope for. We can also see just Ryoma copy, Ryoma tap, summon something. That's also a possibility. And then we also get the card draw benefit after the Valois swings. A mill, it's a 3-2 Corrin. Not super helpful in this situation because we don't really need more cards than Boundless. We just need plays to make that are proactive. Grab back the Elise. summon the Silas. That's pretty good. That's really good in this situation. Um, Now he's going to be safe for another turn. This is where Valley can get back. I know I was being really pessimistic earlier about like, I'm not sure Valley can come back from this, but a couple of slow turns on Basil's side has really turned the tides here, and given Valley the room to do what Valley does best, which is come back from behind by using their large variety of tools at their disposal. You know, having real Momomi and just a shit ton of good cards to just raw to play is so nice. We did see one Momi grab back, so I have no clue what his other card could be. He, for all I know, he could have like two Momi 3/2s in his hand and be like just solid. And we still haven't even seen the copy yet. Like, we could see, you know, we could see Ryoma or another Momi. Or even at Elise, like I said earlier. You can just grab back another card using the Elise heal. We're already tanked up. We're already playing kind of slow. Well, I think actually, now I think about the Elise play is kind of a little bit worse now. Because we already used the Mobley grab backs. It's not like we're going to be grabbing the dodge back anyways. But, speak of the devil, here's the Elise. No clue if that's going to be healing, you know, a main promo, or not main promo, a dodge, or literally anything else. We're going to see a swing first. Sort of makes sense. Basil takes another orb. I'm surprised by the lack of dodges. I gotta be real, because he's taking 3 orbs in a row for 3 hits. Okay, we are going to be healing a Valley. Surprised we didn't heal a Mommy dodge, if he had the choice to do that. I think he did, though I'm not entirely sure. Silence Swain. Silence Hiss? He's down to 0. What the hell does that say? Maybe Chisaku is the one with all of the evades in his hand, and then Basil has none, which would be so shocking. But, like, now we've got to see the Joe curve come down, right? We've got to do something to, you know, target this board state. I'm not sure if Yoon gives us the time to do that. We have to be putting units on the field for him to address. We have to be slowing down the match somehow. And taking up clearly just isn't good enough when there's so many buffs of Valley to make you hit at least like a plus 10 more than you normally do. I don't know what that family part was. Maybe he just like forgot to put it into the battle list and accidentally put it in the retreat when he built it. What's Basil's turn? Like I said, you know, I sort of take back what I said about the unit earlier. I'm starting to think now we just need units on the field for him to address. Basil can, you know, bounce back by drawing cards. This is not a hard thing for Makai to do. But, you know, it's about making Valui have to do other things before they can target you. And Basil also is at 0 now, which I'm not exactly sure why. I'm not the best Makai player. I don't bring Makai in tournaments either. So I have no place to really say if, you know, take all your orbs right there's the best play. But you're shutting down your Makai draw, and now you're more exposed to death. It's just, you know, it almost feels like it's either a bad play or a holy shit, I have no evades in my hand right now type of moment. And none of those are really good situations to be in. It makes me wonder if Chisaku will learn to capitalize on that. So, even if Jill does growth here, it's not like Jill's going to draw a card, unfortunately, as well. And like I said, it's very, well, I never said this yet, but Valui is very hard to solve, so it's very hard to expect random straight hits to go through. you're banking on, a Self, which there's only 3 other copies in the deck of, or a 10 support, which I think the only 10 supports in this list are Silas. Kurfnaga thinking about who to swing into or who to heal. I don't think it's a healing situation just because, the deck, or the retreat isn't exactly empty yet. It's not like we have to do a specific ordering here thing. It's very precarious. It's still shocking to me that Basil just ended up taking all 4 of their orbs at the same time. That tells me, as the player on the opposite side, oh no. Okay, thank God he had a crit. I mean, that's still bad that he had to use a crit there, but thank God it didn't miss. And granted, Mickey could have hit it. It's not like Mickey was doing anything else, but well, turns out Mickey is doing something else. We're running away. Okay. Now I'm way more convinced that Basil just has very little dodges now. He's going to be healing Micaiah right now. 100%. From this play, there's no way he doesn't heal it. Unless if he doesn't have Micaiah 5 in the retreat, in which case. Okay. So, Basil just simply did not have any Micaiah's left. Which meant that play where he had to crit the Valley to get the extra orb broken may have just cost them a lot. Not sure entirely, because also, putting pressure on the opponent is good, but if it meant you took the next 4 hits as Micaiah MC, maybe it was not awful. Granted, you could have banked on, drawing to Micaiah and the 3 cards he drew afterwards, or 2 cards he drew afterwards, I suppose. But yeah, it's still really tricky. We have Valley with a Raw deploy. We are at 6 bonds, so we go up to 7. So we deploy a 5-drop and a 2-drop, which would be Silas. Only Silas and Lilith. We deploy a 4-drop and a 3-drop, so Shigure, and Elise or Corins. Yeah, there's something here. And it's also hard to tell because we know Basil has 1 evade in hand, right? And he tap move back. And we also saw him take all of his orbs. So we have no clue how many evades he has. If we want to think backwards, we could see that he could have drawn a card for start of turn. That could have been Micaiah. I think that's the only other card he really drew that would signify that he, before he took the cards. What am I trying to say? So we're trying to think about, okay, he goes down to 0, right? And then afterwards, any card he draws after that point can't be a Micaiah. But any card he drew before that point can't be a Micaiah. And we've only seen him draw a card for start of turn. We didn't see any other chances where he could have drawn a card. And then, of course, we had the Kurfnaga heal. So there's only 1 evade in hand, plus potentially 1 more if he got really lucky off his top deck. So, Chisaku does have to keep that in mind. He's like, okay, can I push here? Do I have the tools to push here? Or do I just clear field and try to take it slowly? The other sort of concerning thing that we may know is if, Puppy, trash. The only other concerning thing that we may know is if, these other cards aren't Micaiah, they're all deployable cards that we can be using to, get ahead on the field. They can be more Jills, they can be more Curse, they can be Yuns, they can be literally anything else that isn't a name. So, that is a sign that you should be wary. Tempo pushes from Basil past this point. We're just gonna see an Elise come down. Okay. And no bond. So that sucks because you just milled the Azura, and the Azura could have been some great value right now, but unfortunately we don't. The Elise is going to be able to heal a card, kind of leaning towards an evade, or another evade. We did see him heal at least 1 evade already. But the sketchiest part is him not being able to tank up this turn. Unless... No, because even if we copy Mommy, right, we won't have enough mobs to summon the Silas because we need 3 face-ups as well. So, you know, he's just out of ways to take up right now, which is sort of sketchy. Thankfully, also, if he kills the Jill, or if he kills the Kurfnaga, there's no way the Jill can resummon it, so the only other time he can, like, get that Kurf out is if he has another one in hand, in which case he's already dodging anyways, so... yeah. Copy Molly makes sense. Are we gonna be healing that family dodge that we put in earlier? Okay, we're gonna be healing Ryoma. Ryoma will help with a push later. Elisa's thinking about healing. I wonder what card Elise can be healing. Flipping down the family makes sense. We don't really want to put Nonkas back in our hand. And then we're gonna heal Molly, okay. So we have 2 dodges in hand for sure. We actually know most of Chisaku's hand. It's 2 dodges, 1 value, 1 core, 1 Mobley, and then we know that the other card is Ryoma. So there's only 2 unknown cards, I believe. Unless there's another card that he pulled back earlier that I just don't remember. Wait, wasn't there someone else he grabbed off the Mobley? I can't remember now. We killed the Kurf. Probably means he didn't have a Kurf dodge. So means that Kurf likely isn't going to come down this turn, thankfully. But for Basil, he's still stuck in a sticky situation. He can have up to 3 Micaiah dodges now. We're going to bond the Yun. I'm probably just going to be pushing face. Yep. Here comes the Ike. So we might see a flip 1 clear Elise. There's no way for him to reach the Elise otherwise, so probably a good call. Attacking a Jill first, sure. Jill crit. Oh, because we got the Plumer. There's this value dodge number 1. We've seen that one. Ike attack. Definitely gonna get dodge this time. I think he should flip 1 to clear the Elise because we know he has both Ryoma in hand and in the Boundless, right? So we don't want to leave him with, you know, an extra unit to tap with. To summon even more bullshit and then possibly kill us, right? That is doomsday scenario for us, is somehow Chisaku creates a field of like 4 attacking units. We are going to see that. Oh, and we are also going to see Chisaku live because that was 2 value dodges. And he has a Mommy in hand. It does suck that he only has 5 mods because there's no other card he can deploy alongside this. Oh my god. So now we know Chisaku's entire hand. It's the Mommy 32, it's the Ryoma, and then we're going to see an unknown card here. Which I think he will bond, I'm not entirely sure. Is that going to be enough to keep him in the game though? He does have Mommy copy to heal the family that's in his bond area, so that's an extra dodge. You will have another mill, which can possibly mean something. Could eat, like, if he mills a Lilith here, that's so insane. The biggest thing is that Ryoma has to tap something else to grab a card. So probably going to be the value. Bonding, whatever his top deck could be. Or the Mommy 3-2. Imagine if he bonds Mommy 3-2 here, that'd be so crazy. If not, we're going to know exactly what his hand is, at least at this moment. It's so crazy how Valerie can just come back for games like this. This is one of the small issues of Micaiah, is that she does have an issue hitting big numbers occasionally. Like, 90 is a really good benchmark to hit, because you're hitting all the 80 bases, right? But the 100 benchmark is still so important in today's metagame. He's thinking about it. It'd be absolute batshit insane if he bonded the Ryoma here. Unless if he has 2 Ryomas in hand, in which case, like, you know, whatever. Have we seen a... Oh, yeah, we have seen a Lilith because it did get milled. I don't know how many Liliths we've seen, though. I know we've seen at least 1, but I haven't been paying attention to how many other copies of it he has. Because it's possible. Um, crazy situation. But it's Mamwi Bond, Ryoma Drop, Mamwi Copy, bring back a card, summon Lilith, tap the Lilith, summon something else? I don't know. That's so crazy. Basil's still thinking long and hard about what the fuck this card is. I almost feel like because we already talked about this, right? We know that because Basil took all his orbs and he sealed evade, he was definitely not misplayed by not dodging, right? He definitely just did not have Micaiah cards. But this also means that all his other cards have to be proactive other cards he was playing. And so in that case, I think you have to be wary because no matter what you do here, I think Basil's gonna have the cards that be able to kill you, unless if you like a Nonco's tanked up. But we can't play around that right now, right? So I almost feel like you should be bodying the Mommy or, you know, whatever. I don't feel like you can bank on surviving this turn. I just don't have too much else to add on. Okay, we are just gonna see a raw Ryoma drop. This does mean that we don't have the extra card, and we don't have the extra possible white bond in the bond area to... Oh my god. There's no way! He just hit it! Doomsday scenario is now we get to pull Micaiah up. We can't go Alpheus. No! What are we doing? I would definitely pull Mickey up. Though, maybe this is like the slow roll option. Man, what? That's so crazy. Sure, now you leave one unit. You get rid of a unit in case the Ike doesn't die here. We had a Nogkos in there? We did? Since when? Oh, that's a summon. Okay, never mind. We are gonna copy. Mandatory effect? It is mandatory. Okay, whatever. We're gonna mill another Nogkus. It's pretty good. Especially because we have a copy this turn. Oh my god. This guy's crazy. Because now we get the copy in Nogkus. Or like, we heal and evade. No, wait. We copied Silas already. Unfortunately. Because he did things in the wrong order. Okay, well... Listen. I think, yeah, he did mill the Silas out. From the table to the top of his boundless. Oh, he put it back, I think. Yeah, he put it back because the skill has to activate first. And then that gives him the chance to take back. I guess you can't really say no takebacks there because, like, the other effect had to happen already, and that sort of changes things. But also been like, well, you already declared it, so... Oh, man. Every Valerie match is like this. He gets so close to losing, and then pulls the most batshit insane combo out of his ass at the last second. And wins the game with, like, one card in hand. That is clearly not a dodge. Well, in this case, it is a dodge. Even if he had crits aligned, he'd need 2 crits. Possible. Micaiah does have the crit in her hand. We do know that. Unless if we forced it out of her. It also sucks that we had a tap, you know, for it. We're going to use Silas, the buff the Analkos, which will move us back. Do we flip the last bond to hit the Ike now? That's the situation why I'm thinking about. Because, like, you cannot... True! Same units. Good job, White Prox. You do have to address the sports state. I'm not even, like, trying to pay attention to, like, judging. I rarely do. I just get so hooked up into the game that I just, like, forget things. Not sure if that was the right play. Questionable. Because, like, Ike is 90 and, you know, just saying. Please hit. Okay. Dodge? Yeah. Okay, well, yep. Oh, Chisaku's probably hating himself right now. I would have so attacked the Jill there. I would have so not copied Silas. I would have done a million things differently there. But unfortunately, that's the world we live in. I'm not the one this heat right now. And then, yeah, we're gonna see Bond to Jill. We can't crit with it. We're gonna play the Kurth. Kurth can heal back a crit for the Ike, and then it's probably GG. Unless the Chisaku somehow drew the, what's it called? Drew the evade off the Ryoma, which would be batshit insane. BTW. Man, that Silas buff was so useless. You wasted your. This whole situation's fucked up. And you know what sucks even more too is that he had the dodge for the Jill, I believe. Unless if he just top decked that Jill one, but like and he put himself in a situation that Basil could have like legitimately just forgotten. Oh my god, this is okay. We see the Maui. We could have been in a situation where an Alcus attacks Jill, and then Jill just dies anyways because like who cares? Jill's already in the backline. Um, uh, oh my god. Micaiah, wait, we have a Micaiah crit. We're fine. Yeah, GG. Oh my god. Okay, so he didn't have. He ended up drawing another Micaiah at some point too. Yeah, so here's the hypothetical situation where your opponent misplays and you win. And Alcus attacks Jill. He lets it die so you can replay the Jill in the front line anyways. And then he used the silence move after because he didn't even consider. He let the Valerie move into the back line anyway, so I don't even think he was like thinking about the condition whatsoever. So he could have won off his misplays, but instead he did a legal maneuver, alerted his opponent, and then made the wrong play anyways. Alright, we are on the game 2. Micaiah won game 1. Val we lost, unfortunately. And now we're on to Roy Mirrors. I don't know how this matchup pans out, but we already see one Roy Zelfie when he's going second, which is good. And then we also see a Freyr. So now, even if he stacks, he's a little bit more concerned about, like, do I want to crit here, and then do I want to possibly let him have Freyr? We just see it. Oh, we don't see a Dark Curse of Self, LMAO. Now the player going first is initiative. He might hit the key. Like, the Roy Mears is so dumb because this is exactly what's coming down to right now. It's, oh my god, we have Roy's. The other Kanos is 40 base right now. So, unless if we burn an evade out of Chisaku's hand right now, or no, out of Basil's hand right now, the Ray is probably not hitting the Knas. And if Roy does hit, he gets a key. So it's a lose-lose situation regardless, right? No, not necessarily so. He did get a Dark Mage into the front line anyways, which means, Roy's gonna have a relatively free target to swing into. And that is, of course, until we get the double mind game where there's a ring dodge in his hand. Roy self. Oh my god, we hit the key anyways. Bros. Key. He has to think of that as key. Okay, we're gonna bomb that. I'm guessing... Okay, they're both playing Freyr. I see the world we've come to at this point. He does take the orb, which means we get another fate emblem. Which is another chance to key. He didn't bomb the key, so maybe he's not even thinking about, like, double keying again, right? Unless if he just has another key in his hand. Okay, we pull out the Freyr. That's a pretty good bond at this point. Or not a bond, a card to toss away at this point, because you still accomplish your goal. You're still able to kill the Knas. Now we play the Ray dodge, we make her put it mauled like shit. Oh my god. We went from, fucking Micaiah Valley, the Grind Fest, that game was, to whatever the fuck Purple is doing. Uh, and I don't really have too much else to say. This is just purple early game. We're gonna see the Royal Clash change. It's pretty alright. Yeah, nothing too spectacular here. But now, technically, if he wants to, he can stack another key on top of his deck by flipping one and getting a lead. I don't know necessarily why he'd need that many bonds. I'm not the Roy expert here, but you know, I presume that Roy has really good plays after a certain point where he gets to start double deployed on units. I actually don't. Another important thing to note is that I don't know if these are the Sue variants. The Sue variant is Kakasha's new take on Roy as of late, and he says it's pretty good. I've had some mild success with it. I really like the idea of being able to use your bonds as both a free stack and a way to rally, a board state of shitters to hitting. Um, but whether or not they actually do have the suit in their deck is yet to be seen. Uh, Probably a clash change in the 5-4 year. I would hope so. I don't want to see any people not promote, unless they're my opponent. Then feel free to. And I don't know what we could be stacking. Oh wow, what a shocker! Who could have seen that one coming? We're gonna draw a card off of that too. Wow, Basil's just not having any luck with the evades today. He's getting farmed on. Though we are in the interesting situation now, where the other player is gonna have initiative to clear their field. So no matter what Chisaku plays next turn, Basil is gonna have the range to actually start clearing it with his own Roy and possibly getting draws off of that. So he will have initiative in taking over the field, while the other players are gonna have the initiative in attacking or not attacking, but using their units to attack. Flipping a purple bond because Loot has skills. Oiproc should be our judge at this point. He's really been on top of this. Either that or everyone else is lacking glitch. The loot stack is respectable. You never know whether or not you're actually going to be able to hit. So guaranteeing your value out of your card draw is nice. And outside of that, these lists look pretty standard. The Freyr is definitely a choice tech. Whether you want to run that or not is up to you. But we haven't seen anything too unnatural so far. These are pretty bog standard lists at this point. Though we're not that far into the decks anyways, even though we're on quote unquote turn 5 basically for Chisaku. I wonder if we see a Zephyl come down this turn. A Zephyl would be really, really annoying. Puts Basil's hand down even lower, could possibly take out an evade, apply a lot of pressure. And this would probably be the best time to do it, because you don't have to play units like Lena or Ellwood that need to be used to pull other units. We're going to see a Freyr, which taps the Roy, and that's it. We're going to be taking this nice and slowly here, apparently. Chisaku stacks another card. There's a loot. We're going to get our card draw here, for sure. Possibly another hit. But the Freyr is kind of annoying. It's going to allow him to play backline units even more safely. He's going to have to deploy a Ray or a Kanas 1 in the front line. If he's deploying Kanas 1 in the front line, it means he's not putting a Kanas 4 in the back line. If that makes any sense. The Freyr could possibly be shutting down his easy backline access for now. Though, it is interesting because, like I was talking about earlier, Basil was going to have the initiative to start clearing Chisaku's board, but because of the play that Chisaku made, Basil no longer has that initiative, which means he's probably going to be the first one putting down a unit, and then allowing Chisaku to react to that and possibly draw cards off of that and play other units. This whole back and forth mind game here. The Freyr's really good at that too. Just because the Freyr is just locking out another attack. He's not forfeiting tempo, because he's technically clearing a unit in his own way by stopping the Roy from attacking. So he reduces an attack, basically, by using the Freyr. Almost the same as if he deployed another unit to kill a unit in that sort of exchange. If that makes sense, right? we're gonna be seeing. Also, thank God these players haven't missed Roy draw because I know for the love of God I would have. That's the only reason why I'm not playing Roy in this tournament. It's just because there were so many games where I like drew the Roy card at the start of their turn. Like I pass turn and then I draw my card, and I'm just not in the mood to be called out for that shit in like Top Cut. Uh, Basil's still thinking about what he wants to play here. He did bond AP in the last turn. Um, Not usually the card you see people bond right before they're gonna like get the turn 5, just because like it's a free card. It's gonna do something for you. It'll allow like Kanos or Loot to easily hit Roy without meeting any of their other conditions. It's just good cycle altogether. We're gonna see a Roy dodge, or a Roy dodge bonded, which is also pretty interesting. Just the murder. There's gotta be something else. Both these players are playing a very, very slow game at this rate. And it's also not like, unless if he puts down another card, he can't stack Hollywood and then kill the fairy this turn. Okay, so we were going to see Kanos and Murr in front line. Sort of, Kanos in the front line is not that different from Kanos in the back line in this matchup, because we both know both players have access to the front and the back. It's a matter of how many dodges do you actually have. Okay, we are going to see a card draw off that. It's a matter of how many dodges for the Kanos you have. Because if you're just putting Kanos down, and you have no dodges for him, you can pretty reliably shove him to the front line, right? Because regardless, he was going to die to Roy Swain anyways. But if you put it in the back line, you can at least be like, oh, I have dodges. You got to answer that. We are going to be trying to draw a dodge here. We're either going to draw off the Lolita if Roy somehow selfed. Oh, okay. Or if the Murr crits. And then even if that Murr didn't crit, we'd still draw at the end of the turn for Roy. Which we should. Yeah, okay. Roy is basically just a draw 1 MC. He's on the same tier as like Erica and Micaiah, except for the fact that his 1-cost cheats. He gets to be way more purple than Erica does. So like, not a very honest comparison. Because compared to Erica, Erica just has like basically the jitter aggro strats with a 3+1, which is neat. But Roy at least has like range and all the other good generic purple tools. So it's not really fair to compare them. But like at the end of the day, they really are just draw 1 MCs. Roy's stack is ultimately going to put a Loot or Lolita on top of the deck, and then he's going to draw some card one way or another. We do see, all the units in the front line. Means all the plays are pretty much going to work here. A 1-cost keep plus like Zelfie is going to be neat. Really powerful. Especially like, you might even have the chance to go all face here if you really, really wanted to. If you're Magic and hit the Roy dodge out of his hand. Other than that, he'll probably just take it slow, clear the units, and then maybe smack face once. But Chisaku's definitely got to have some card here to help. Also, once again, now that we're like more throughout the deck, I'm pretty sure these lists are pretty standard. Unless the Sues are really hiding, or some other really cool tech card is hiding, I don't think we're going to see anything too amazing. We do see a Ray in the back line. That's cool. And then Eliwood drop. The range, or the pull on Eliwood isn't super helpful in this matchup, just because everything has range pretty much. And there's not too many units where you need to like pull them. The most I can see Eliwood being helpful for is if you wanted to move your own Roy into the back line, so you stack an Eliwood on someone's swing, and then you attack. This could be a Ray crit onto the Kanos. We know that there's at least a dodge in his hand, but nope. Eliwood can attack the Kanos, get the dodge out of his hand, and then push the Murr back. That is probably going to be the most likely scenario that we see right now. It's technically we're still removing an attack off the field. I'm still surprised he didn't dodge at the Kanos. Or did he already? I think I'm dumb. I think I just missed the part where Roy attacked Nos. Because that had happened, right? Okay. It's Basil's turn. He has one less type of unit he can deploy. Not that that unit would be super good anyways without a Zephiel or an Eluan in the front line to buff it to 70 at least. And, this support state isn't too scary. Like, you still definitely need to clear the Eluan for sure, because Eluan's going to be able to clear basically any unit that you want to deploy. But other than that, the Eluan's not that scary. We'll finally see the PAD drop. The PAD is good for allowing a keep to hit 80. And then we're also going to see Zephiel drop in a key. Okay, buddy. We can even see a Roy stuck in Eluan to move the Mur back up. And this could apply a lot of pressure this turn. So we are going to be flipping 2 and buffing the Fae, as expected. Shuffling Chisaku's hand. Will he be hit with the Mad Nicotine? Ooh? Ooh? Oh my god, he took out his own Zephiel. That is, like, one of the most underrated things about Zephiel. Like, I know it gets said all the time by, like, the good players, like, like Tabard. Zephiel's value isn't inherently tied to whether or not he Mad Dickens your fucking MC out of your hand. It's tied to whatever the fuck he's discarding. It can really impact what your opponent is doing. Chisaku may have been saving that Zephiel for like a really strong push against the opponent's face. Now he just lost it, right? Because of the inherent randomness of it, and it can happen regardless of your hand size. It's just like not a good situation to be in. And like losing Zephiel doesn't really impact the current board state as it is, but it definitely weakens what Chisaku could have been doing next turn. We still have to think about Roy's stack as well. Like I said, possibility of there being an Eluan on top. Or we're just not going to be stacking at all. Cool. So Roy buff here. Dark Emblem doesn't do anything. Kill the Eluan. Then we bop him down back to 80. I think maybe... oh god, we're moving the Mur up. I was gonna say, I think maybe the Fae should have attacked into the Eluan because it would have been an 80 into a 70, and unless if you selfed, it was more than likely gonna hit, and then you could have possibly buffed the Mur afterwards. That would have been how I would have done that. And now the Mur's not gonna be buffed. She can still hit, technically, but you missed out on the chance to do that. So, I would have done the Fae attack first and thought about it afterwards. We're gonna be stacking now. See? Now, okay, well, we have the Royak, so it doesn't matter. We still won in the end, I guess. Same outcome, different path, I guess. And now, this is a little bit of a scary board state to have because you have the PAD in the back. He's buffing both the keys, so both the keys can hit your face. Unless if you clear the PAD, but who wants to be cleared PAD, right? Who wants to let the opponent possibly draw another card off their PAD, right? You want that card to be fucking dead if possible. And then obviously we have Zephiel here, who has to die, right? We have to get rid of Zephiel. On top of that, we're on 0 orbs now, so we're still, like, in the sketch zone of, like, dying. Losing the other Zephiel hurt a bit, but seeing how this turn panned out now, I'm not even sure if Zephiel... Okay, never mind. I was about to say, maybe Zephiel wasn't the right play on this turn. He could have played, like, out now. Oh my god, no. We're just gonna see the same exact shit. Flip 2, who are we buffing? We're gonna double buff a key, right? For sure. Unless if it's Ray. We buff Ray all the way the fuck up. We don't have the bonds for that. We can't do that. He's probably counting +2 plus on 2. He's still thinking. He's probably just counting which one has more copies, which ones have more cells in the deck, probably. Mur. Oh my god, we ripped out another Zephyl. I hate this game, bro. So many Zephyls. We saw Zephyl rip out a Zephyl, then we saw Zephyl rip out a Zephyl, kill it a Zephyl. Uh, classic. We didn't see an evade get ripped out of the hand now. So it's not like if we saw an evade ripped out of hand, there was a possibility for us that we would just push all face here and try to win the game that way. But we were gonna take things slowly. Lolita draw. Not even like a Roy stack, just a raw Lolita. Thank you. You know, everyone else is buffed at this point, I think. We could Roy stack if we have the cards for that. Suede. That is a lot of attack on the Mur, so that's going to hit regardless. Roy will probably clear the peony. At this point, like, if they have another peony, so be it. They still have to bond the card to play it, or to get the card draw effect out of it. And if they don't, then they don't have a peony. The only small issue is, like, you can't Elliowood back right now because you don't have a swing to do that with and still hit the peony. So yeah. Roy, tap move back. Makes sense. Sort of predictable. And then we'll probably move Ray up. I don't see a reason not to. It's not like leaving Ray in the back is going to help, and that's an extra body just for you to, like, you know, get by on. Even if, like, peony attacks the Ray, it means that they're not deploying, like a cost 1 Dark Mage or something, right? And then swinging on a key. Just an example, right? I don't think there's any reason to be putting the Ray down there. Also, one neat thing about Roy is he doesn't have to reveal the card he puts on top of the deck, which means that he just gets to be 80 for whatever without revealing any knowledge. Nino would have to, you know... Obviously, I'm talking about different cards here, because, you know, Nino doesn't say draw a card at the end of your turn, so your stack is negligible, but Roy's stack is negligible except for the fact that it gives you plus 10, so, you know, you don't reveal any knowledge and you get to be an 80 base all the time. Even if you don't be an 80 base during your turn, you're still always 80 on defense. Granted, you have cards in your hand, a card in your hand, right? We saw the Zephyl knocked out of Basil's hand, so that's one less aggressive play he could have used to win here. One thing that we can see here, because the peony is still alive, is we can see a peony buff on Elliowood to pull the Roy, and then some other unit to be deployed alongside of it, probably Key or like a Dark Mage with a crit. Seeing that Basil's hand is super low, I'm not sure what the chances of like that working is, but like still worth considering that we can technically lethal push here between Peony and Elliowood if we have that, right? We could also just like Elliowood support, but that's still missing a hit somewhere, right? And I'm not sure if Basil has the tools to come back now. That play that Chisaku made earlier, by forcing Basil to take the initiative and put down cards for him to clear, now Basil is in a spot where he wants to kill Chisaku, but he may not have the tools for it, but he's also not sure if he can live another turn and address the field at the same time. If his hand was godlike, sure, he could. But that's still demanding a lot. That's like demanding Keats in hand. That's like demanding Elliowood in hand. And it's just a lot for him to clear the field. So by using that fire earlier and forcing Basil to be the one putting down the cards first, Chisaku was able to respond, have a field up, and now that Basil has less cards and less ways to actually realistically draw himself out of here, I think that Chisaku put himself into a great situation to be winning this game. On top of the madness that was the early game, where he fucking, like, the Roy selves, so the enemy doesn't get their key on turn 1, and then he hits his own key. Okay, so we're gonna see Lu... Forgot her name. Faye, there we go. I was like, May? It's not May, it's Faye. Lu Faye. These are alright. Basil only has one card in hand, which is the tricky part. So it's not like Luke can, like, last second draw him into a bunch of evades or something like that, right? We're really just relying on everything that you see on the table. basically. And did he stack? Okay, so he did stack. Good for him. Buff, attack the Zephiel, more likely. Nice. Do we see a Zephiel dodge? Okay, we don't. So he's gonna get a card now. Cool. At the end of this turn, we can expect Roy to have 3 cards. I don't think there's another way for him to draw. I think we're out of Loots of Lolitas. I think so. I don't want to double check that, but Faye could go ahead and clear a key. Probably the Myrrh. We saw that he buffed the Myrrh, so we don't really have to double check, but I'm pretty sure he's just like out of Myrrh. We're gonna clear the Ray, interestingly enough. That's fine, I guess. Like, you got the 10 support, so, like, thank God you actually did something that turn, because if you attacked into a key, it would have died. I still sort of think you should have attacked the key that turn, but yeah. And then who will Roy swing at? Roy can swing face. Like, evade check is dumbass. But I don't know if we're actually going to see that. Regardless, I'm still not sure Basil's in a good position. He's gonna have 3 cards left and 2 worms. Actually, it's not the worst situation. There's still like equal hand sizes and stuff, and he has a field now, and a field that's slightly hard to address with the Roy in the backline. Does that miss? Oh my god, that misses. That's a bit scary, especially if we see a Zephiel or a Peony come down right now. What will we see? Like I said, there's not actually a whole lot of impactful cards for Chisaku to play here. It's pretty much down to Peony and Zephiel to get meaningful hits. We can't see Hollywood or any other range unit to get value out of, at least. A Kanos is actually probably the best case scenario here, because we can Kanos, stack a loot, draw, stack a Molina, do something else, draw another card, stuff like that, right? So there were situations like a draw to safety in this situation. But, yeah. It's still rough because stuff is happening. Honestly, another freighter would be kind of lit right now. Because a freighter would stop another attack, at least. And force Basil to really work with the limited amount of cards he'll have next turn. But we'll have to see. I'm not sure Chisaku needs to bond anything else at this point. Chisaku is both the head on bonds, has enough bonds to like start using everything really. And then also, what else am I trying to say? He also has enough face-up bonds to like get value from. Unless if he like really wants to play like Molina or something, which he could be considering, but like, you know, it's still tough. Otherwise, I don't think he needs a bond here. Obviously, I can't see his hand, so it's still hard for me to comment on like what the correct play is here. But I kind of doubt that the cards in his hand are worth more than the value they can be spent on bonds. I'm not even sure if you're going to last long enough to spend all of his bonds, unless of course, like I said, it's Selena, who, you know, debatably aggressively spends up 8 bonds. Even if you're like putting a Zephiel down, right? You're still putting down a Zephiel. Zelfie could win you the game right here. Here's Kanos. This is probably like the safest card, like I said. It's gonna allow him to draw a bunch of cards, stack another card for free, clear the field, do stuff like that pretty safely. It still sucks that we can't get rid of that fucking P&D unless if he puts out like a Ray or something down right now. But we are already in an action phase, so very unlikely something like that happens. Stack a Lolita, and then we're gonna consider stacking a Loot. It's fine. We will stack the Lolita, attack the Loot, more likely. Cool. I almost got concerned. I forgot he had Kanas buff. Draw a card. Roy stack. Now we will probably see one of the Keats attack into a Keat. You can also see Roy attack into Roy. Like, no, don't do that. Do that. Draw another card. And Roy magically draws 4 cards this turn. Start a turn, double Lolita, and then end a turn. Roy is truly a dumb deck. Hell, we could even hit an X support here still. I'm not sure if there's any more of this left, but like, yeah. Takes an orb. Still sketchy. It's not like you have a choice, but it's like you sort of know that you might die next turn, right? So you don't want to give him more plays to possibly kill you, especially if that play would mean like a Zelfie. But there's not much else you can do in this situation. You still just have to swing. Cool. And then we pass turn and hope for the best. 6 cards is still a lot. He magically drew so many cards this turn, and still has a front line to boot. So we still have that P&D there, who's a fucking bitch, by the way, because that Eliwood is still looking bad scary if it gets pulled to the front line. Granted, like I said, Eliwood plus like a Keat isn't going to be enough to like punch the Roy without good supports, but still kind of annoying. Actually, now that I think about it, you definitely don't pull the Eliwood. You just use Eliwood to clear shit. Just use them as a beat stick. I don't know what P&D would be buffing, but I can't see it being Roy. Or not Roy, Eliwood. Napoleon Roy. It'd probably be like a Keat or Dark Mage. He does technically have less cards to work with than Chisaku because Chisaku is only able to pop 1 orb. Situation's so hard to tell. If I were to guess on this situation, we've seen a few Zephyls knocked away already. I think that she should win here. I think that in most situations he's gonna have enough evades to escape whatever type of push Basil might want to go for this turn. And then with how his board state currently is and how little bonds Basil actually has, with cards in hand, I don't think it's very likely he's going to be able to address this. We see Kanos plus Fae, pretty reasonable. Not even a Kanos in the front line either, so he's really going to go for the slow route and try to make his way through. He did stack a card already, so he's keeping 1 card in his hand. It's probably a dodge. I would be a betting man to say it's a dodge. If this last card is Lolita or a Loot, that shit's insane. Oh my god, I hate these players so much. Why do they always have... They always have the best stack available to them. Even when they have like 2 cards in hand. It's always the best stack possible, right? It's still insane to me. This deck is so cracked. I guess that's the power of drawing affinity cards. And unfortunately, that's also a deck reset too. Oh my god. I didn't even, like, really consider that, huh? Did we just see another... Oh, no, Oh, the deck already reset. Okay, so we already knew this Lolita's were coming. Okay, never mind, I'm done. He drew another Lolita, and then Roy will probably swing into a Keat. Unless if he goes face, which would be dumb. Please don't go face. Don't leave units up to get Zelfie or PD buffed. Okay, Wait, what? Ah, okay, that's fine too, I guess. Whatever. That's fine. That's cool. I hope Zelfie and Petey come to ruin your day. Please don't actually jinx that into existence, by the way. I was just being hypothetical. Deploy. He's moving pretty quickly. Oh my god. He's already shuffling his hand. He hasn't even moved the action phase. His hand is already shuffled. Uh, doesn't matter. Okay, we're buffing Faye. Shuffle whore. Oh my god. Is it time? This could be like a 1 in 3, I think. Is it the Mad Dignity? Shuffle up whore. Oh my god! The Mad Dignity. Oh my god, he stacks a card too immediately. He's on top of that shit. Oh my god, we're gonna see a Murkrit. Okay, buddy. Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, oh my god. The bad day. Yeah. I have no other words. And we are back with game 3. So now it is 1-1. We've seen Micaiah win on Basil's side, and then we've seen Chisaku with the Roy. So now we got Yuri Deirdre, and then we got Yuri Valois, and then Deirdre Roy. Yuri is going second against Deirdre. Deirdre's a very good deck to be going first. This is like the ultimate, like, oh, I lost? Okay, cool. I'm just going to shove my Deirdre now. Because it's very hard to lose when Deirdre goes for their... Well, what am I trying to say? It's very hard for Deirdre to lose if they ever get a high roll beginning. And going first is definitely, like, the first key to that as well. We're going to be seeing units deployed here. Unfortunately for him, the Lysithea can't really do much against the Deirdre. Unless the Deirdre sells, of course. That could always happen. I was going to say, I'm not sure if we should have been playing Lysithea 1 here, just because, like, you know, Deirdre has a skill. But I guess it's fine when, like, you know, it doesn't matter. Deirdre should, thankfully, have a pretty easy time clearing Lysithea. I have no expectations from Chisaku's list. Like, I've definitely seen it before, but I only saw one game of it, really, because I played it in Cruise. We do see the anti-Aboro Marianne. There's no Aboro in this lineup, so not like we need to care that much about it. See, Deirdre Bridge. Pretty alright. Draw one card, choose one card. Okay, so she can just cycle if she absolutely needs to. Okay. See the Robin one bonded because there's a Dark Emblems in this deck. There's no ways of discarding a brown, except for Hubert, I guess. But like, we're not playing Hubert and Yuri. Maybe we'll see Yuri Bridge here. There's not too many like on-2 plays that Yuri even has available to him. The most that we see is like Constance 2, which doesn't even hit here, so not worth playing. And then for the bond, we've already deployed the most useless... We've only bonded the most useless card in the deck right now, which is that Marianne. I wonder what other CPs could be helpful here. Nemesis is kind of a bitch. Nemesis obviously forces crits out of Deirdre's hand, and Deirdre doesn't have a lot of, like, you know, value to spend on getting cards until they've ramped up super high. And at that point, they're not, like, flipping bonds to get cards. They're using, like, Holy War to get them all back, or Leaf to get them all back. Stuff like that, right? It's not like Deirdre could just expend all her bonds very easily, which means that if she's going to be creating a Nemesis in the early game, it's going to cost a little bit somewhere. Oh, I guess he could also Sigurd buff, too. Still seems to be a tough bond for Chisaku here. I'm also not sure Chisaku's experience in this matchup, just because, like we have had a surgence of yellow players around. Oh my god, wait, it's the Rhea CP. Oh my god, he actually has it. He has the Rhea. Okay, this card's so fucked up because it's so bad. Send this card to retreat area. Your opponent adds all their I thought Rhea shuffled herself into the deck. Oh, that's the first skill. Okay. Yeah, so you discard her, and then you shuffle the retreat. So this can fuck up a Unifier turn. If you know that Unifier is coming, it's sort of usually telegraphed. I gotta be real. Just because, like, oh, they have two leaves in their hand now. I wonder what the hell they're gonna be doing. You can at least fuck them up that way. But, it's about timing. We're gonna see Deirdre main promote here. Probably gonna flip the Robin. You don't have to flip a yellow bond, right? Yeah. It's just if you get a yellow bond. Sigurd 1. Technically, we can't add that card to our hand yet. And we're just not going to swing here because yellow players don't know what the fuck time is. Yuri. Woo. Bonded to Claude. He must have had a hard time bonding that Ray SCP. Because I think to himself, he's definitely like, I'm going to need this Ray at some point. But he definitely doesn't need it now. We're going to see a Sothis in hand. Sothis is going to be good down the line. The closer that Chisaku gets the 0 orbs. Or not Chisaku, but Basil gets the 0 orbs. Basil's already on 1 orb, so it's not like he has a lot of time left to be dodging for free. Thankfully, he can't waste Sothis charges on, like, Sigurd buffs, but still not perfect. Bought it in Patty. We see a leaf already. And then we can flip one, deploy another. This card is so cracked. I forget how stupid this card is. It's 6 bonds, you can already start deploying shit. It's turn, what is it, 4? Yeah, it's turn 4 already. We could already start using Men of Unified Purpose. Oh no, that's not it. It's his Break Knight's father. Whatever the fuck it's called, right? Still, I'm not sure what he'd want to be deploying here. Maybe a Sigurd. Oh, Julia. Julia would be a great deploy here. And then we will see. Drumroll, please. Come on. You already used a skill. You should have thought about this beforehand. Like, Julia into Leaf Seliph would be insane. Oh my god, it's Julia. Now Leaf Seliph. And then... Okay, so we're just gonna chuck a Leaf out. That's fine. That works. And then we will start checking out. Probably the Patty. Probably whatever the fuck that card was. I don't know if we chuck the other Leaf out because we can just unflip it and heal it later. Oh, the Emerald, sure. Oh my god, okay, so that's 2 evades in there. That's an important note to keep track of, because, like, it's not that, oh, they're gonna immediately grab back these Deirdres. It's the fact that, oh, when they unify, you're gonna have to get past all of those. Sweet face here. Chisaku finally swinging. Okay, so he's not gonna be taking this as slow as possible. Probably just... I keep on getting these players mixed up. Basil's not taking this as slow as possible. Probably just because he knows that, what's it called? What's his name? So if this exists, so it's not like he's slow roll forever, right? He just do his best. I'm a little bit surprised we don't see the Leaf added to the hand. Just to have an extra dodge there. Like, I know you're probably waiting for Leaf Seliph, yeah. But, 1, you can do that next turn if you still have the Leaf. 2, I don't know, I feel like keeping the Leaf alive would be pretty neat. I'm not sure what his best 4 drops are. There's, like, Lysithia. I don't know if he runs Flame. Happy is good, but not good yet. It's also kind of scary to see Basil with 7 cards in hand at this point in the game. Because at this point, Deirdre's going to have plays on plays on plays for basically every turn, right? And if, Basil has a lot of cards, we're just going to see a run. Wait, there's no deploy? Oh, no. That's so bad. What's even worse is if we see a Leaf Dodge here. But just, not being able to play Azelfie this turn is so bad for your tempo. Buy left CP. Does that matter here? I guess, like, if you really think that Basil's going to be pushing you, but I feel like Basil's just trying to get a little bit more leverage. Yep, Leaf Dodge, that sucks. Rhea CP? I guess now would be as good a time as any, right? But also, we know he isn't going to be unifying. of Thracia because he had add the other leaf back to his hand. I don't think so. I think they only played like 2/5/4 leaf, right? Maybe they play more. I'm stupid. I don't keep track of all these lists. But I feel like that's a poorly timed Rhea CP. IMO. Also a poorly timed Byleth. No, I could be wrong about that one. I don't think he was going to be dead or even push this turn. Maybe. Well, no, I take that back. Because he couldn't really address the board state, he kind of figured he'd be dodged, and even then, if you aren't getting dodged and you don't want to like swing into leaf and miss. So I guess the Byleth CP is okay. I take that back. Byleth CP is a fine play. I'm not sure if that's a play I would have gone for, but yeah. But because you know that the Spore State is going to be hard to address, and you don't know if the leaf is actually going to be dodgy or not, I guess you could maybe presume because he didn't take the Unifier leaf back to his hand, he was probably fine on the leaf dodges, so he probably knew. I'm just trying to find reasons to justify things. I'm not the one that's thinking super. I'm not the one in the seat right now. I don't have to think super hard about this. We do finally get the hopefully, like actually play down a fucking guard this turn. Or next turn, I mean, once he gets 5 bonds. Basil, on the other hand, is the world's oyster to him. He can really do as much as he wants, really. Or as much as he possibly can. I can't imagine that, he doesn't have a lot of plays available to him in his hand. Are we gonna Nana the Sigurd back to hand and then Clash Shade Sigurd? Maybe. Probably. Or the Leaf. But you wouldn't grab Leaf because you don't have anything to retreat area. Never mind, I changed my mind. Yeah, we definitely want the Leaf now. That's cool. And then everything is just fucking... Even like the bond area, it's just Nana and Julia. It's not like stuff we unify her. It's not like we can Julia our way out of this. And we got Mills plus like the Nana for sure, right? And that's our only unifier targets. But like, if we're doing that just seems absurd. We can't be unifying this turn. We just gotta be adding the Leaf Bond back to our hand. And not... Okay. Let me talk clearly here. We probably don't have the Sigurd 5 in our hand, right? So we're just grabbing a card that does something else. Because the Leaf 5 is better than the Sigurd if we don't have the Sigurd 5 to combo with it. There. Now I'm making sense. Also, hi Julius. Yeah. We're just seeing a bunch of shit happening here. Probably flip down the Deirdres. We'll probably, like, flip 2. Take those 3 out. Probably the other Sigurd one. I can't imagine you really needing that. You probably just want to keep the other Deirdre in there for when you final Holy War. Come on, mate. Just do it. You know you want to. Oh. Wait, what? Are we really getting rid of the Deirdre? Oh. We're gonna do that after. Okay. That's interesting. Are we taking the... What's it called? The Deirdre's out? I guess... Maybe healing the Veins isn't the way you want to go. That's usually the way you want to go, but I guess if like you're like so far ahead, you don't really need all this Deirdre's in there. But he's gonna keep them in there. Okay, I'm just confused now. I don't know what's happening. Somewhat strange ordering, maybe. Not sure. Another Deirdre, Arvis, Sigurd. Cool. And then we will flip 2 more bonds. Get rid of all of Chisaku's bonds and make him suffer, I guess. I hate Julius. This card is so fucking annoying. Flip 1, flip 2, yep. Cool. All of his bonds are now gone. Let's see, Julia attack. Who's definitely gonna hit with all of that said and done. Julius attack. We don't have 8 bonds, so we even get a bond back for free. And Leaf probably isn't going to be deploying in this turn. We know that Sothis will at least be online next turn, so we might have to reconsider adding the Leaf back to the hand, just to, help keep stuff alive. Or we could just also not. Up to you. It's hard for me to commentate on the yellow player's point of view, just because, I only have a lot of matchup experience against yellow, but I don't have a lot of matchup experience playing yellow. So I don't really know all the ins and outs. And it's also hard to tell, right? Because you don't fucking know what's inside of his hand. You don't know what cards he could be using, right? So it's still hard to judge exactly what the right play is or not. We aren't going to see the Leaf added to his hand, so either Leaf is going to die or Leaf is going to dodge it. Fuck 10 times. We could also just say, well, the Leaf is going to die anyway, so we don't need to add the other Leaf to the hand anyways. There's no way you can protect against that. That's cool, too. Drop the Sothis. Sick. Drop the Happy. Probably use the Happy immediately. What would I pop here? I think Julius is useless now. Julius has done his job. Oh. Okay. So, that's cool. Discard those. I'm a little bit surprised we didn't pop the Julius there. Just because the Julius is the most useless one, so you'd rather, kill a Julia or something like that, right? I'd probably say the bounces are, I've been told not to respect Leaf that much, so I would probably bounce back Julius and Leaf. I expect to see Julius discarded. Also, we're going to see another Byleth, okay. And then we're going all face. Okay. This makes a lot of sense if you just wanted to go all face. Maybe he's just dead here. I still think I would have bounced the Julius back to hand. Oh my god, okay, whatever. I hate yellow. I keep on thinking about everything. Oh my god, you gotta do all these plays and stuff. And then this shit happens. Okay, now my question is why did we nana the card back to hand instead of using Leaf skill? If we knew we had no evades in our hand, why would we not nana bounce and then take away that opportunity to do so? Now I'm just even more... Game 4, I'm still shook about that last fucking game. Holy shit, Deirdre just fucking exploded. I hate Deirdre so much. Well, no wonder why he wasn't evading, because just like the Micaiah game, he had no evades. Okay, well, we're gonna see Roy into Valley. Roy going first into Valley. I actually don't know if this matters a whole lot. Okay, actually, it's kind of sketchy, kind of not. Because if Valois has Bridge plus Dodge, it's really annoying for Roy, I think. But, 1, Roy can hit a Dragon Emblem. 2, you just have non-dodge here. But this is Basil's, what I think is his best deck, right? Also, I'm a little shocked. Now, you have to play... If you do win here, right? Because Chisaku has 1-2 games. This means you have to play Deirdre going second now. That is scary. I think I'd rather have Roy go second than Decor go second. Of course, this could also be a comfort thing. He's like, okay, maybe I need to chill out on the fucking Deirdre right now, right? And he doesn't want to play it for that purpose. Did he hit and then not hit a key? Oh, no, never mind, he did. Or he hit a key on the other swing. Whatever. I'm not paying enough attention. But also, I just think you should have gone Deirdre here. You may know that Roy is coming out, but that could also be your best chance of winning. Or not the Roy, the Valois. I'm stupid. You know Valois out. Just play Deirdre go... Oh my god, I hate this game, bro. Now, though, we should probably main promote. And... not off to the best start here. We didn't even hit Bridge on fucking Chisaku's side. Granted, he has a lot of cards in hand, so... Oh, no. No! Please! Just hit your cards, please! Can you, Okay, well, we are gonna stack a Dark Emblem, I guess. Or a key? There's no way we picked the key here. Yeah, thank God. You are definitely not keying with no promo in hand. Jesus Christ. Now please just darken. Cool. We're gonna get rid of our card. Chisaku takes another orb. Um, this doesn't hit. But anyways, instead of complaining about the Deirdre going second now, we're just talking about this game. He missed promo. I wonder what turn 3 play we'll see. I think Bridge is probably the best play you have here, but we are going to see Elise. Elise in the front line is kind of... it's fine. I'm not sure if I like that in the front line. I rarely want to, like, deploy something with Elise just to attack with it. Like, I get the Dark Emblem is there and it can do some things, but you can address it later. I don't think it's a huge threat right now. It's not like Roy absolutely capitalizes on the fact that there's another Dark Mage on the field. In fact, you could have just given him another Dark Emblem to use, right? Now he could, like, play Kanos and then stack Ray Kanos and lower your hand. I would just put the Elise in the back line. Especially since he's not in his main promo, so you can't even, like, address the Elise immediately. I hate this game. Though, maybe. These players are on to something that I'm not. We got the Nino here, so we know main promo is coming up because we saw the 5-4 already. A bit slow, but because we had an explosive start with the Keats, everything will probably be fine. Nino stack a Dark Emblem. Cool. This is like one of the super annoying things about Roy versus Valois, is that Valois really does not like being discarded. Like, even if you're Zekiel proof, it still sucks to lose cards, because Valois wants to make value out of every single card in their hand. You know, they usually have a way to do something with all of them. And they're just being discarded limits you so much, and I think Valois does do well, even when he's behind, because he has so many comeback mechanics, but you really don't want to be coming back from, like, turn 4, right? It's hard to say coming back when you're still both on equal orbs, but it's like, you don't have the plays that you can normally make if you have less cards in your hand. Hopefully Chisaku made promos. I'd presume since he didn't swave Corn first to see if there's a Valois build, he'll probably have a promo here. Unless if he's bad and misordered everything, but you know, he probably won't. Yeah, he has promotion here. Cool. Nothing in the Boundless so far, so no real game plan. He could go into this turn. We also didn't see Azura come down this turn. Azura would have been okay, but we know that he's probably going to promote next turn if the Azura isn't safe. If we hadn't seen Nino come down, then maybe we could have been like, okay, Azura grading this turn would be fine. Please, mill your fucking cards first. I'm begging you. Oh my god. These players. Please, use your mill. Oh my god. Lucky piece of shit. You see, the way he solved this misplay, that's not even a misplay though. You could just like double copy Valois, then he would still hit it. Oh my god. I hate these players. I have to put like asterisk there. I don't actually hate these players. I just dislike what the fuck was just happening. I also refuse to tell Chisaku that he should be ordering his stuff, just in case if I have to find him. You know, I'm one of the misplay can see. We do have a Nino this turn and a Roy stack. Nino's like the biggest difference from Chisaku's list into Basil's list, because I don't believe Chisaku runs the Nino. I'm not sure what he was running in place of that. It was some card. It's not Freyr. I don't remember. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. Maybe it's the Loots or the Zephiels or something like that. Another Dark Emblem. Oh my god, Chisaku just never, ever has it easy. This is the worst part. Is now you're being quote unquote like pushed out, and you're losing cards at the same time. Like you're not even getting your orbs at this point, basically. It's so oppressive. If we're gonna discard a Ryoma, that's so insane. As he has to take the orb as well. I would have dodged there, just so Nino can't stack another Dark Emblem. But like, if he doesn't have the dodge, then whoops. Oh, there it is. Oh, this is so mean. Another discard. This happens again. Discarding Leo. Oh, that's another sad card because now you can't shut down the Nino and the Knos at the same time. This game's probably so frustrating for him. On the bright side, he gets to go first against Deirdre, so like, you know, could be worse. Ugh. And now I have no clue what his fucking play could be because he discarded both a King Leo and a Ryoma, right? This would have been like some of the best cards we played this turn, but like now I just can't even imagine what his play would be, right? Especially because he didn't dodge. He doesn't even have like Silas plus dodge available to him. I mean, I would hope he doesn't, because if he did, that means he didn't dodge or he got off his last door plus draw. I don't know. It's still... This bond is also tough, too. You've had to filter out so many cards, and you had to choose between Ryoma and Leo. I would hope that means his hand is stacked. Watch him, like, deploy Nonkos after this, too. That'd be so fucking sad and triggering at the same time. Bonding to Silas. Okay. Is it Azura? Are we gonna see Azura come down? Okay. That's respectable, at least. Or commendable. Especially if we could, like, get rid of the Ninos, I guess. Build on time this time, thank God. I'm gonna do it again. I forgot, what was the other card in his battle list? Oh yeah, it's the fucking Ryoma. We're gonna do it again. Mill Femway. That's really good. Imagine if Zura wasn't OPT like Jenny. Like, imagine if you could just, like, flip 6. That'd be literally insane. Okay, so we are gonna flip 3. Wonder what cards he'll put in the bound list. I can't really see too many cards that he, like, really needs in the bound list. I think a King Leo of the bound list would be super nice. We're gonna see it in Anonko, Shigure, and Mommy. Those are all very flexible. I think a King Leo of the bound list would have been, like, super good, at least at this moment. Just because it would have been like, oh, hey, I always have the chance to threaten his board state with this. We aren't going to see a Ryoma deploy this turn. I'm not sure if that's okay. I think I would have loved to see anything else come down, at least on the board state. Sure, like, Basil has a good way of dressing stuff, but then he probably wouldn't be able to attack the Azura as easily. And then that could have given leeway for, like, more Azura value or another Ryoma tapper. Something like that, right? At least I know. I mean, you could also just be scared of fucking dying. As we've seen, he didn't dodge when the Roy attacked him, and that meant he was able to get Dark Emblemed again. So, like, it's also just entirely possible he just doesn't have dodges in his hand, and he couldn't afford to make a play that would leave him vulnerable to getting rushed down. Also sucks to just, like, leave the Azura just untapped like that, when you have ways to use it. Like, it doesn't seem likely that he had another, well, no, I won't say that either. If he has another Azura in his hand, he can just drop it next turn, and that's a pretty good turn. Like, Azura Silas. Like, Azura? Lilith, I don't fucking know where I'm going with this. He's gonna say, "Oh, you copy Molly, and then you can Molly grab Silas, and then you can play Silas," which is still good. It's nice that the play is available next turn, but you don't need to have 6 spots for that. A double stack and another 2 Dark Emblems, classic. We're really just leading it on hard here. We're not even gonna give him the chance to dodge here. Is he thinking about maybe critting here too? That'd be insane. Okay, discarded Plumeria. Even cards, you can't really be affording to put down Plumeria. Maybe you could have next turn Dark Emblem again. But it's nice that he did this, because he probably wants to crit with Roy. And that means that he, like, doesn't let Chisaku just dodge for free. Also, he did. Did I, like, just lose track? I thought he had 6 cards in his hand. I guess he just... Oh, he didn't crit. That's why. He just dodged with the... Or discarded the Darkness Emblem. I cannot speak. He discarded the Chord 3-2 for the Darkness Emblem. And he didn't get crit. Okay, I'm just all over the place today. Okay, crazy turn right here. He has any other deploy in his hand. Any card he can deploy right now. He either has a Ryoma or a Momui in his hand right now. He deploys one of them, then he grabs Silas, and then he copies whatever one he didn't get to use the Silas effect. What am I saying? What are we trying to do here? Okay, crazy turn. Ryoma. Tap the Azura. Well, first he Bond. Bond, Ryoma tap Azura, summon Momui. Momui heals back as Silas, and then you copy something else out of Ryoma draw, and then you somehow summon another unit and just something. I don't care. Just make a giant ass fucking field right now. I know you can do it, Chisaku. I believe in this act. Or don't. He also has another Azura flip 3 as well, which is also kind of just crazy to think about. I do think you absolutely have to bond a card this turn. There's no way you can get away with not bonding the card here. Having Momui plus Silas here is so good. You see that Azura bonded. I guess what happens when the Azura wasn't attacked, right? I guess he was always ready to re-put down the Azura. Which is good to know. Now, who else do we got? Plumeria? That's all? Why are we Azuring first? Oh my god, there's no way you couldn't make the decision between Ryoma or Mommy right now. Or Leo. You had every other choice available to you. Look where that got you. Nowhere. You could have a Silas on the field. You fucking okay. Normally I refrain myself because like normally I'm just like, okay, maybe they're trying to make a play that I couldn't have. But I gotta be real, cheese play is frustrating me. Like, especially earlier when he was fucking milling after he attacked, right? And now he had every play in the world available to him. I don't know what fucking card he could have possibly been fishing for. If you really need to tell me that badly, I guess so. But is it really worth trading off the potential Silas right now? Like, Silas could protect you and your entire board state. Why didn't the Plumeria kill the Ray? I hate everything right now. Whatever. I don't care anymore. It's just crazy to me because I don't see how in any way, Doing the Azure first was the right play. There's ordering issues all over the place. And now we're gonna copy Silas. Help! We can't even move the field because Plumeria didn't kill the Ray. Oh my god. Oh my god. Are we... Ah. What is happening? Everything's so fucked up. He better have gotten a million evades off of that. What are we banishing? Canas? That's fine. That's cool, actually. Why do we copy Silas? Well, I guess we can move now, huh? We can put everything in the front. Okay, maybe this works out like this, right? But... Man, couldn't we just have played the Silas? We could have played the Silas and done the Azure. We could have had our cake and eaten it too. But we went with this plan. This feels suboptimal. I'm going to call it out here. Oh well, it happens. It's fine. It's whatever. It's not like we could have had a Silas on the field or anything. Baka. It's not like we could have buffed Coordinator or anything. Gods. Anyways, what does Basil do against this? You can't play Zephiel. Sketchy. You basically only play 4 drops. We saw a lot of the Canas get banished. How many Canas got banished? Okay, so it's just the 1 4 drop. Which means that there's definitely another Canas there. I was just about to say that, but he put it down before I could. Still in a pretty good spot, especially because the Canas can hit the user, and so can Roy. In fact, we could PD buff Roy, for example. And it's not a guaranteed hit, but... Yo, actually, no, it is. We can PD buff one of these two, and then stack a card, and then it'll be a guaranteed hit, because even with the 30, you can't miss. I'm gonna stack a loot. A good way to get value right now. Flip 1. Draw a card. Are we gonna... I guess Ray can just kill the PD, yeah. That shouldn't be too hard. Yep, the value. Oh, not the value. Plumeria dodge? Okay. And PD just can swing at the Plumeria. We can stop the card draw. I was about to say, is that gonna miss? No, that was still been a 20 support regardless. Against a 30. Yeah, there's no world where that misses without one still a support. Oh my god, he hits another one. He has to dodge anyways, right? He's definitely gonna dodge. Okay, thank god. Now, he doesn't have... Just imagine if he had a Silas on the field right now. Wouldn't that be crazy? It would have been so nice if he had a Silas on the field right now. See, even my dog agrees. There should have been a Silas on the field. Oh well. Then, now we have like 3 Mobblies, the Boundless, and a Ryoma and something. There's no deploy? Mill. Please, Mill. Okay, thank god. What the fuck are we doing? Are we gonna copy Ryoma for like 1 swing? I have no clue what we could be doing right now. We didn't even bought the card for Leo. We could have kept Leo this... Oh, I hate this game so much. We could have kept Leo, but we don't have a mod for it. We could have done so much this turn that isn't whatever the fuck that Chisaku is gonna do right. We're okay. That's okay. That is an okay copy. And it keeps the card in your hand, so it's fine. But if you get Canas dodge, you're gonna look like the biggest fucking clown in the server right now. If Basil has a fucking Canas dodge right now, you are so fucked. Your life is over. You should have bought the fucking Anolkas, you fucking idiot, and flipped one for goddamn Dark Silence and killed everything and stopped him from deploying other units. But no, you were like, I have to get value out of this. I fucking hate Shigure. What a useless ass fucking card. I'm so glad this game is over. Yeah, okay, buddy. That's Anyways, disregarding all content that we've seen before, this is the only game that matters because it's the last game. They're both 2-2, and it's Deirdre going second. Not the situation I would have loved to been in. Like I said, I really think that Deirdre should have gone first. I don't think there's any reason to play Roy first. Because letting Valu go first is also super scary. It's super scary in the same way that letting Deirdre going first is that they're both late game decks, so just letting them have that single bond advantage is so much. Especially because they're not decks that are known to have ways of cheating. Sure, Julia can Holy Blood, or not Julia, Deirdre can rarely hit Julia, which has Holy Blood Emblem sometimes, and, you know, if you're fucking goddamn Pentasalad, you're running Kana 1 in your Motley, or your value list. But disregarding that, a lot of these decks don't have a way to ramp in the early game, so giving them the extra chance to, you know, get the bond advantage is very, very sketchy. I would definitely play Roy going second, so Deirdre going second. I didn't even catch what card got milled there. Okay, so we have a Sightless in the Boundless. That's pretty alright. It means that we're going to have a mill, or not a mill, we're going to have a buff and a movement skill. I'm not too sure how much the movement skill matters in this matchup. I mean, it's definitely nice when you're forcing your opponent to play stuff like Julia or Julius in the front line, but it's not the most mandatory thing in the world. The more important thing is that he's already gained mills online by turn 2, which is spectacular. And then, yep. I wonder if we're going to see a Silas's. Silas's turn is backbreaking. This is a monstrous fucking curve if we see Silas come down right now. Yep. This is the exact fucking reason why this should have been Roy here, not Deirdre. IMO. Just IMO. Just saying, bros. I didn't even catch what card got milled again. Oh my god. Oh, it's just another mill. Okay. So, yeah. We're not even moving the Silas to the backline. Okay. To be fair, doesn't really matter that much. There's no card you can really deploy on 3. That one challenges in the front line, I guess. So yeah. And then we're going to see Deirdre promote, of course, as expected. And then probably a Deirdre crit into Silas. If not, oh no. That's all I have to say is oh no, if that's the case. We also see a Malwi in the bond area. That's sort of neat, because if we ever get, or not Malwi, a Leo into the bond zone, which means if we ever get a Malwi anywhere, we know that we can heal it back and then play it. And King Leo is super good here. Is he not going to drop the crit? He's thinking about it. There's no crit. Oh my god, this is insane. What would be even more insane right now is if we drop Azura right now. Dropping Azura is GG. Basil just fucking loses if we see Azura down right now. Like, I get promoting is good and all, right? But Azura on turn 4 is just as cracked. I think in the matches that we played so far against Micaiah and against Roy, where they have immediate backline access to them having range as the MC, the Azura on turn 4 is less impactful. But here, the Azura is good because we can buff it. We can flip 3. It's just insane. And it's not like we're forfeiting mills anyways, because we're already on our bridge. Azura on turn 4 would be fucking perfect. Now, whether he has Azura on turn 4 or promotion, promotion means I think that Basil will still have a chance to win, but I don't think Basil will have a chance to win if we see Azura now. I'm like really hyping it up just because he's had a perfect curve so far. I really want to see. We see the Shigure dropped. Okay, so we're promoting. Okay, well, we can't be perfect. I wanted. Oh my god. Okay. So we're still getting Azura turn 4. We're just not getting turn 4 Azura. If you get what I'm saying. Still, this is pretty good. He's gonna get a lot of value. It would be even nice if he I started flipping some of this bond's face down too. You see him take a card immediately. Don't know what type of card that'd be that he'd really want to keep. I'm hoping it's Ryoma, though we haven't really seen Chisaku make use of Ryoma at all set, so it's hard to say. So now we have a Ryoma, Silas, and Nonkos in there. And then a Cord. Cool. Lilith. Into a Silas hit. And just like that, we're... Never mind, we're not down to 0. I'm not sure why Deirdre players do the same, where they don't, like, what's it called? Why they don't, like, go down to 0 and start dodging. I don't know why Deirdre players dodge at 1 orb. Like, I get it against, like, Zephiel and other decks like that, but I don't understand why decks like this do it. Maybe if you're really desperate for that Arvis value, but no, it just doesn't seem like the case. I'm also not sure about the Nonkos flip. Obviously, it doesn't matter here. It possibly matters. I don't really want to think too hard about it. I think there's two bad flips there. I don't think you flip Robin. I don't think you flip Sias. Maybe you flip the Silas. I'm not sure. I don't know. It's hard to tell because they could do so many things in their bonds. I guess it really doesn't matter. It's sort of all semantics at the end. See this into a buff. We're gonna see a dodge. A Silas dodge would be pretty neat right now, because then he'd have the extra unit for a Ryoma tap. What card you could be thinking about second on top? Okay, Silas dodge is insane, especially because we're definitely gonna see Ryoma come down next turn, right? Right? Please, for the love of God, show goddamn Ryoma, or I'm gonna fucking flip it. Oh my god, we're seeing Sicker tap move back. Understandable. I don't think there's really reason to leave it in the front. It can't hit Valui without sacking. And yeah, basically just that. We're gonna see a double buff as well. Wait, Sigurd can double buff at 7? Oh my god, I hate Sigurd because his spawn threshold is at 7, and like every other card is like 6 or 8. It's always a fucking even number, but with Sigurd he's so different. He's so quirky. You just gotta do it at 7, bros. This means it's going to be hard to push on it this turn, and especially if we start seeing Julia or some other form of unflipping next turn. I think Julia is the only form of unflipping besides Deirdre herself, but yeah. I still think that we should just focus on putting down units this turn, so Deirdre has to focus on clearing this shit. I think you also need to kill the Sigurd. It seems weird to say you have to kill when it's in the backline, not do anything, but just denying him an extra class change next turn possibly, and more on flips, which could possibly steamroll into a Julius, knocking him out, a value, stuff like that. I just think you should definitely be using, or getting rid of the Sigurd, because there's not much else to do this turn. We see a Plumeria, that's a good deploy, and we don't have to deploy anything else too. That's fine as well. Please mill. I'm begging you, press the mill button. Thank you. And then we'd probably mill another 3-2. We don't have to Silas this, or we don't have to Ryoma this turn. I guess it would be a lot nicer if you combined it with anything else, because then we'd have so many fucking units on the field right now, but it happens. We just take the extra mill. I forgot what he has. He did get a Nonkos. We could copy a Nonkos and shoot the Sigurd as well. That could be fine. Shooting the Sigurd is good because it denies buffs. It denies an additional CC. It denies a lot of things. Yeah, makes sense. This is the exact way I would have gone for. And now, I wonder if this hits. Why are we moving shit into the front line? Excuse me? Do we need to crit that badly? Why? What was the point? What was the point? Why? Okay, well, Gum Face is not that bad. But why did we move the Silas up? We didn't need to. I'm so confused, bros. I'm so confused. I would have killed the Sigurd. I was slow rolled the Deirdre. I have a Flammarion on field. I'm usually fine. We see a leaf. I don't get why we moved the Silencents in the front line. Why do we do that? Why do we leave him vulnerable to leave? I don't really get it. What if I don't have a field next turn? What if I can't move my Silence up to the front? Then you still have a Silence at least. It's just all so confusing, bros. It looks like Leaf will just attack the Silence for free, and then instead of flipping a bond and force him to flip the bond to clear it, stuff like that, stuff like a normal player would do, and then we'll probably see Sigurd move up, Deirdre move back. That'd be my guess, because the Deirdre doesn't have buffs. Are we gonna see Deirdre clear the plum? That's crazy. He really is just banking on having enough fades. Okay, now what if Leaf selfs? And this isn't a misplay. This is actually the correct play. If that happens, I'm gonna kill myself. What are we flipping for? Oh, we're flipping for Meta Purpose, yeah. Not Meta Purpose, Father's Blood. Whatever the fuck it's called. And are we gonna see our first Final Holy War? I'm gonna hate it if Basil somehow manages to come back from this, because this was an absolutely insane start from Chisaku. We can't even dodge here safely, just because there's 2 units on the field now. No reason to dodge, even if he had a dodge. And then Zelfie could tap me back, Zelfie could swing. Well, Zelfie could do a lot of things here. Zelfie could also find a Holy War for the first time. As we see that. Okay, cool. On the bright side, this is super early, so he's not able to get a large shit ton of value for this. I don't even remember what he would be getting. Like a Deirdre dodge at least. Sigurd. Oh, just 3 Deirdre dodges in itself. Okay. You see, this is partly the reason why I said I wanted to clear the Sigurd. Because now we have to clear the Sigurd now without the Anonka's buff. People are too concerned about facing Deirdre. And it turns out, you can grind Deirdre out. That's crazy. Valerie is more than capable of doing that. But we know that 3 of his cards are fucking Deirdre. Or more. And with that said, what type of shit is he gonna pull out? We could... Azura, sure. Are we gonna use Mobley? Oh, Lilith is nice, actually. It's gonna stop blood. What the fuck this skill is called? His brave knight father's blood. They're VC, so they're not declared any of their skills, but I'm gonna presume Lilith just got declared. Please mill first before you use Azura and see if you hit a Mobley, or you wanna Ryoma Maui and grab a Silas. Just say it, bros. Just say it. The option is there. We have a free Ryoma target right there, Lilith, right there. Do it safe. And for the love of God, please don't go all faces turn. Actually, you know what would be crazy? If there's another Azura in Chisaku's hand right now. Please mill. Stop looking at cards. Mill your fucking... I hate these players. This is all I need to see. I just need to see you press the fucking support button and drag that shit into your boundless area before you make any other fucking actions, because you never know what you're gonna fucking mill. You don't know what's relevant. You don't know what's important until you have the full picture. And currently, you fucking don't. So please, for the love of God, use your fucking skill. It also sucks too that he used the Anonymous, right? Because the that was his support. Okay, cool. I'm so glad that was his support, or not his support, his mill. At least we got that out of the way. And we saw that there's the Mommy, so there's no point in saving those bonds right now. What he needs to add to his hand is tempo. What he needs to add to his boundless area is also debatable. There's nothing like too important that non-cuss flips here. There's no leaf BS here that's annoying him. Even if there was, there's a Lilith on the field now, so whatever. He's thinking long and hard about this too, so this must be actually... It either has to be pretty good or really bad, and I could see it being both. He doesn't run as many of the early game tech cards as he normally would. Ooh. King Leo Femway? That's kind of cracked. The Femway is really good right now. Okay, we're gonna mill another card and we're gonna get it on because it's easy. You know, just be a gamer like that. And then... Now what? I still think Ryoma deploys something. This guy come down this turn. There's no way this is an all-face turn. And I swear to God, if you pull out a fucking Silas right now, I'm going to shoot someone. He has a Silas in his boundless, right? I think he does. I think he has two. It was Maui, Silas, Ryoma, or... Yeah, Maui, Silas, Ryoma, Ronco's, Femway. Femway's a good target right now. Femway's gonna give him the extra bond to spend. It's gonna clear the Sigurd. And then hopefully we can boundless away something else. Still a bit sad he's not actually capitalizing on the free little tap fodder that he has right now. But, I mean, you've got to find some way to kill that Sigurd because you were irresponsible and didn't do it the turn before. We're just gonna bomb another Femway, that's fine. Femway's not really a card you want to be deploying in this matchup, just because it gets instantly popped by Deirdre, and sure, it does mean that Deirdre can't move back. Ooh. We should have attacked the Lee first. And then we should have done that. Because if this next card is itself, I'm going to flip the table. If these next two attacks herself, I'm going to flip the table. And we're going face. Okay, whatever. Who needs a slow roll Deirdre anyways, right? It's not like we could be punished by leaving up a unit who can clear our shit. Nope. Never. Never in my life would I be punished for leaving up units for free. That could clear me. Nope. I've never seen that one before. I'm losing my mind. Just clear the fucking units, please. I know you have Lilith up. I know the Leaf has no skills at the moment. It doesn't fucking matter. That's a problem for later you now. It's a problem you're still going to have to kill. So please, there's no reason to go all face. This... Just slow roll Deirdre, I swear to God. It sounds like a meme. It sounds like a shitpost. Why would I slow roll the late game deck? It's because the late game deck doesn't do anything if you don't... I'm so pissed off. I keep saying this. I keep saying the same things. It's an endless loop of destruction. We're only 18 minutes into the game, too. I usually expect this point to be like 40 minutes into the game. Unfortunately, because Basil did Final Holy War, he actually doesn't have a whole lot of plays. There's not a Plumeria on the field, thankfully, for Basil, but it's not like he can deploy multiple units. At most, he's got... What would be his best play? Like Arvis? Starting to see it work? I guess Arvis draws a card, but nothing else. What else is range? What else can do something? I don't know. He's still stuck in a shitty situation. That's the worst part. He can misplay and still lose because his Deirdre is still so far behind. That early curve really helped to push his advantage, but yeah. But it'd be nice if you know could secure your tap honors instead of like Deirdre tap and clear Lilith and then leave flip one, kill the Zer. Like sure, you're getting a bond out of the Deirdre player, but who cares? At some point they're gonna get Julia. At some point they're gonna leave Self. At some point they're gonna Sigurd, and they're gonna have all the bonds in the world. It doesn't matter if they flipped one bond now. If you're gonna let them if you're gonna let them maintain any sort of advantage, you're gonna give the Deirdre chances to still win. That's the shitty part, right? As simple as just having another unit to, regardless, even if it's flip one bond to attack, it's still painful. Also, does Nana, what's her requirement? 6 or more, so she has 1-2 range now. Cool. I don't even know if we're gonna see a Nana flip 2 here. I don't think. This is one of the few situations where you don't have the bonds to do, but it's also like not completely necessary right now. Chisaku has very little cards in hand, and you can afford a slow roll because now you have to clear his entire field because he left you a unit he could clear his field. That's crazy. When the consequences have actions. When the actions have consequences, I said that fucking bad. I feel like a dipshit right now. This game is making me go insane. It's clearly not how I behave normally. Oh, we're just gonna unflip now. Okay. I guess when, you know, you have that many evades in your hand for sure. Because we know for sure he has 2. He probably had an extra one at some point, and then he could have drawn into an extra one at some point. So realistically, I'm guessing Deirdre has like 4 evades in hand. 3 or 4. That's a very reasonable guess, yeah. Now we can move Leaf back, I guess. We have 8 bonds, which means Leaf gets to grab back a card. Wow, imagine getting punished for not clearing the fucking unit. That's crazy. Who would have guessed? I swear. Leaf, sell, flip again. All of this happened because you chose not to clear the leaf. You chose to go face when there was no goal to it. Who cares if they have one more evade an hour later? You're gonna get there eventually. Just clear the fucking... Everything saddens me in this world. These players deserve nothing. And now... Where are we? He has to have a white bond to play any white card. Most of the white cards are super good right now, and I don't think King Leo is particularly great at this moment. Sure, King Leo will stop him from doing stuff next turn and will slow him down even further. He does have one of his boundless that he can use, but still, it's just... It's not a turn. Your turn? Oh no, you just have it. Okay. You see, I knew that, but I had to double check. So, like, King Leo is okay for shutting him down, especially if we're able to kill the fucking Leaf, which is a bit hard, because now he has a Leaf evade in hand, and I'm not sure if you have another fucking unit to attack with. So, like, look at this situation you could have gotten into. All you had to do was attack the fucking Leaf, and you could have been fine. But no, you chose the sadist path, and now you might lose for it. I love when I'm trying to be, like, insightful in commentary, and then the players play so bad they drive me to lunacy like this. He keeps peeking at cards, too. If she loses, I'll definitely give him advice, because it almost looks like Basil is about to win this. Like, I know, everybody throws, but it's just so sad to see that the mistakes are very preventable. It's not even like, you know, it's not even like you forgot a skill existed. It's that you have the choice to make a very... Is it obvious? It's obvious to me, but I don't want to say obvious. You had the choice to make a play that was right in front of you. And also, we've just seen, like, very, very continuous misplays from Chisaku's side. At least with his value, right? Because he played pretty well with Fury. He played pretty well with Roy. Like, I commended his play with Roy. I think his play with Freyr was fine because it allowed him to play into the opponent's board state and take the game from there after he committed his resources. And now look at where we are. We're in this situation. Because he's made suboptimal plays with Valley. He's made suboptimal plays against Deirdre. He's being punished for them. The Cypher is a very punchy game. If you don't make the right plays, you do get punished. There's not a lot of decks that you get extra leniency with. You have to be on top of your game to win. And that's the simple truth. Anyways, those builds were kind of useless. We're finally going to see a fucking Ryoma come down. Only because it's going to draw the fucking card, probably. I didn't see what other card he has in his hand that he desperately wants to deploy. Almost if it happens to be another Ryoma. If he deploys a Ryoma here off his Ryoma, that's pretty cool. And we're just going to swing. Okay. Swing with the value first. Draw your fucking card. Ah! He could have drawn a card and summoned another unit. It's fine. If you fucking tap your value right here now, I'm going... Don't tap here. Don't summon. Don't summon, I swear to God. Don't... Okay, we're good. He could have had him... Oh my God, he could have drew that chord. Oh wait, he couldn't have summoned it, but he could have had a chord in his hand. Did he draw? Okay, he did. Well, you finally killed the Leaf. How do you feel? You could have done that a turn ago, but no, you had a Lilith out and you got cocky. And then you let Leaf get value still. He didn't even have to flip one, did he? I don't remember. I think he did. This whole match is just painful. We're gonna bot Julius. This is actually an interesting panel. Yeah? You saw a delivery truck. It didn't even stop by. You were just anxious. Anyways, I think Julius would have been okay to come down now. Because what if he drops Zura? If you have a way to summon it, I guess it's okay. But also, not sure. Remember when the big yellow list used to play set 17 Seer and you'd flip one and summon something for your bond area? Now people have Leaf and need to find meta purpose. He has a second Julius? Okay, whatever. I hate these players. These players are the biggest scum of the earth. Fucking 2 Julius. I run 2 Julius, but I don't play this deck at least. No, we get to add a card. Now in a losing position. I wonder how we got here. Deirdre has 6 Tillion of A's in her hand. The entire board is filled. This is a... Yeah, this one doesn't have anti-destruction. The 2 cost is like giving you the anti-destruction or something like that. Or your MC anti-destruction if it's yellow. So like, thankfully, we know he has a Leo in his boundless area. Unfortunately, Chisaku has a bond card, flip a bond to use it, because all of his bonds are being flipped down this turn. But like, at least he has it. About. It also means that he isn't doing anything else fucking next turn. Best case scenario next turn, he puts out a black-white bond, he plays Ryoma in Lilith, taps Lilith, summons something else that isn't Momly or Femly, 6, and then he flips one summons and does a bunch of other bullshit, I don't know. But that's really, really hypothetical. That's even saying like if Basil swings on his face. Basil can just slow roll at this point now, I think. Kitty. It's tough to say. I think he can't even break a lot of orbs this turn. I'd probably break one of the orbs this turn. You don't have to go and make a slow roll. And Julius can hit, so you might as well hit, I guess. And you know your entire field is probably being evaporated next turn if, you believe Chisaku is a good player. You can also just believe he's not. Silius goes down. I'd probably Julius swing face. I think it's fine and respectable. I mean, he could swing everything in the face, I guess. Reset the deck. Yeah, that's cool. Resetting the deck also works. That has to get done eventually. We might as well get more cards in there. He probably considered if he wanted to use a lot of heal or not. And then we'll probably take an orb here. Unless if he dodges for some ungodly reason, but thankfully he has a little bit of rationality in his mind. Alrighty. Shattered. We will bond the card. Maybe deploy something. And then swing off face. After flipping one for Leo. Hopefully. Oh, also don't forget the mill, because apparently I have to remind Chisaku to do that. So bond the Elise, good bond. In fact, you know what would be really nice right now? If we actually had a Femwe. I don't think he has another Femwe, but Femwe would be okay here. Sure, minus his 1-us like hard, but actually gives us bonds to use for... Well, I guess we don't have to worry about deployment space anymore because, well, we have so many fucking bonds. But maybe we get another Zerdon. Plumeria Mill, useless, unfortunately. Dark Leo, flip one, kill everything. Cool. We got past step one of possibly winning this game. Step 2 is dodging the final Holy War that's about to come down. Or, sorry, the second final Holy War. What's the skill called now? Holy War's End. I hate that. Oh, I'm just sort of lost what to really say at this point. Because right now, we're really relying on Chisaku's top decks to really carry him through. As well as Basil just drawing too many evades to really make things work. Granted, it seems like he still is going, but his hand size is at least getting low. It just sucks because literally all of this could have been prevented if we had just popped the leaf. It would have changed the course of this so much. Like, Basil could have been, like, literally almost dead by this point if we had done things just slightly differently. But no, we decided -1 evade was worth the trade-off of letting them clear our field, get an extra bond, and wasting another attack. But that's just me. That's just me. I don't have a blue name. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Flip one for the Sigurd. I don't think we have to buff even higher. I think we just reserve that bond. I forget if Chisaku has another non-kiss in there. I want to see he actually does, so he might have a way of reaching this, the secret of this turn. Um, I'm also not sure if Basil's supposed to swing here. Because Chisaku's like getting really close to having like actual plays. I think like 4 cards is unironically the threshold, because at that point you probably have a black-white bond, and you have a choice between cards that aren't evades and playable cards. So it's kind of tough to decide whether or not you want to swing. Yeah, I unfortunately kind of agree here. I think a lot of people probably say it's a bitch move off the swing, but like you really just don't want to give Chisaku any advantage. He's so far behind that you're really, really close to like super stabilizing. Next turn you get to deploy a lot more units, or you bait out some defensive play from Chisaku in order to prevent him from dying. So like, just don't give him stuff to do if you don't need to. If he doesn't do anything, then you have all next turn to beat the shit out of him. Or you have all next turn to set up that never die again. Just, I don't know what to say. Just basically Basil plays whatever the fuck he has. Most cards are playable here. There's not a whole lot of cards you want to hold out on. And then you go from there. And I can't really add much commentary because I pretty much said all there is that needs to be said, and repeated myself a million times over. They just hoping the players move a bit faster. That's all. Bond phase. I wonder if one of the players got up to do something. Probably Basil, because he's been up a few times to do something. Or just has these really awkwardly long turns. Okay, cool. We're gonna mill. Wolf Pull is pretty alright. Especially because you weren't able to deploy anything this turn. And we don't have to do much here. In fact, we could just copy one of the mills that are or one of the mills that are boundless. Please. Fuck! Use your fucking bomb or your family. They're useless. I know you have them in there. Use your skills. There's no reason not to. I mean, you could have built another helpful card. I don't know, you could have gotten a second Key Leo in there, just an example. You could also, like, just choose not the fucking choke. Even on the turns when nothing happens, he still manages to do the wrong thing. I'm just gonna be real, Chisaku. I just don't think it is your deck. I think you should uninstall Value now. We're gonna see a Zelfie, and if we see a final Holy War here, I'm gonna fucking flip. Because then I'm gonna be sitting here doing commentary for another 20 goddamn minutes. Did I just see Final Holy War? I mean, of course. There'd be no reason to play Self if we were gonna find a Holy War. I'm fucking silly for ever thinking. Just, just stop. End me. End me. Why do I keep on getting myself in these situations? Why do I have to keep on commentating over Deirdre matches? Why can't people just play faster? That's the real issue, right? Is every time I go to commentate, it's always a fucking match that takes fucking forever. Bros. We probably do smack face here now because if we are going to fight a Holy War, then we will probably be getting a lot of cards back. Um, at least enough to guarantee our survival, regardless of the plays that Chisaku makes. So, Q. 1. We do have Rally up, so Self does hit. Deirdre is very unlikely to hit. Deirdre can hit on a Silas and a Self, both of which are kind of unlikely. Take the orb. Don't make me call it out. Okay. Cool. I'm so glad I don't have to do my job as a judge. I don't actually do anyways, but... Final Holy War. For the third time or the second time? Lost track. And here we go again. I really don't think Chisaku has the tools to come back from this. He just, like, hasn't played well throughout most of the set. And, justifiably, is losing because of it. Like, I really hope if he does go back and listen to this post-commentary, or to this commentary, he isn't, like, insulted. Because realistically, most of these plays that I'm talking about should just make a lot of sense. There's a lot of just small things he could have done differently. And they would have changed the game state so much. But we don't live in that world, huh? Now what? Thankfully, he does have bonds to use. I think there's 2 families in the bond area, so I don't know how many copies he's running. That could be all of his families gone. The family's like a good way to at least come back, because it gives you value into your bond area and forces them to either Julius away, or you eventually get Azure value, or even in a push the kill value, or push the end game, when you're trying to kill Overrealma, you can flip him for that. He does run more than 2 family, which I suppose is a good sign. We see an Azura Mill as well. He didn't bond this turn. If he had actually bonded this turn, that would have been so nice. Oh no. That's all the Self's got now. His entire boundless area self. He could never find a holy war again. That was literally the final holy war. Okay, well, shit. Now, I changed my mind now, because this is somehow actually a playable game at this point. Everything that you see here is what you get. His only way to retrieve it bonds is League 4. And I guess not a BS as well. Wow, that's crazy. I guess I just, like, didn't acknowledge that was... Yeah, I just didn't acknowledge it as a play. I'm not sure if it's enough to bring it back. He's at 2 orbs with not a whole lot of cards left. And sure, he does get an Ellis here. Or, not Ellis, Elise heal here. But he still has a lot of work to put in against 12 cards. 5 of which, those are definitely Deirdre dodges. So, you know, it's possible, like, regardless of him getting rid of all the selves, that he could just die here. Thankfully, he's sort of in a space where unless he has lead 4-3, he can't get, like, out-tempoed, I think. I say that with a huge asterisk. But also, like, if he has lead 4-3, then, yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's just good. He is in a little bit of a tricky spot, though. Wait, why did he play the Elise? If he wasn't intending to heal with it, why did he play it? Unsure. I'm unsure what to think of that. You could have used that to, like, push more face. Or just get an extra card in there. Or you could have healed something. I don't know. I don't think playing Elise just to sway with it, because at this point, you don't need to have units on the field preemptively. You could just play cards as soon as they come down, right? Or you could save it in case you got Julius or something. So at this point, I'm like thinking maybe the Elise wasn't entirely worth it. I think he should just held on to it. Even in this state, he's managing to disappoint me. God damn it. I hate it. You'll probably just see Deirdre tap the unflip and kill the Fenway. Yeah. As expected. And the least will remain on the field. Like, I guess he goes unpunished for it, but also it's still not optimal. And we'll just say that. I think the next best card she can put down to help him win is a Plumeria. I think Plumeria helps quite a bit. It stops Julius, it stops Julia. It'll stop Unifier Thracia. It's just probably going to be pretty good if he manages to stick down the Plumeria this turn. Of course, it's debating a lot because he has nothing but top decks to show for it. Finally see a Ryoma. For literally the first fucking time in this game, like, all fucking set, this is the first time we have seen a fucking Ryoma. Skill-wise, nope. Maybe we saw one earlier, but also, I think we did. I think we saw one Ryoma, but still, it's taken so long. We are actually going to be able to get really good value this turn, actually, as well. We can flip one to heal, we can grab, we can Ryoma draw. We can even Ryoma draw a second time, too. We can summon a Lilith. Oh my god, she has the ability to come back. I am pissed. This is crazy. I can't imagine someone sits through this entire game without at least being on double speed, right? But if you've made it this far, I hope you understand my frustrations. We will see... Is that a mill? That is a mill. That is a really good mill. He can now declare Lilith and just stop him from doing a lot of things in general. Wow. He doesn't even have to bring a Lilith onto the screen. You don't... Okay, so also you don't want to bring Lilith onto the screen because you already have Mommy here. Mommy's going to die to Deirdre most of the time. Yeah. Mommy's going to die to Deirdre most of the time. And so if you just put down Lilith, it's just going to be caught in the crossfire. So declare Lilith is probably, or using Lilith off value is probably better than anything else you have available to you. Roma Sweet Singer, that makes a lot of sense. We will draw. You technically draw afterwards, but it doesn't really matter for this win. If it did matter for a different swing, I'd call it out. I'll probably just tell them after the game too. You draw after everything is said and done. Because what if you drew crit there, right? I'm just gonna say it now. FYI, you draw after combat. Oh, gee. I don't think it's mattered in most of these cases because, like, we've already seen the supports. It's not like anything's gonna change that, but it's still worth noting just because, like, what if you draw a Ryoma crit afterwards, or you draw something that changes your play, right? That only matters if Ryoma misses, but I just thought it was important to at least talk about. We're finally going to see these dodges pouring out. A dodge pour out. Please. Oh my god, we're not healing. We could be healing cards. That doesn't hit. Oh. Sure. I guess. I think so personally, I'd rather grab cards that allow me to keep on winning. What did he even use? Did he grab... Looking for anything that says Boundless here. What did he do if this Boundless is turn? I don't see anything. That was his turn. Alright, I'll do this. So he milled a Lilith at some point. Where the fuck was the Lilith? I don't fucking know. Whatever. I just hope to God that Lilith got pulled out and declared. Did he Momboy? Oh my god, he's not using his skills. Use your skills. He must have grabbed the card back, right? He definitely flipped one and added a card back to his hand. He crit? I don't... I'm so confused. I didn't see the Lilith get popped out. But no, that was for his build. Oh, he declared it immediately. Okay, so he built the Lilith, he never put it in. He just moved it. That's what I was getting confused about. So Lilith is declared. But I don't think he grabbed the card back with Mommy, which... tilting. It's just also tilting. Basil is stuck in a tough spot because unfortunately Chisaku had the two best cards in the game for a combo. Who needs Jill cards when you have Ryoma Maui? We should play White Micaiah. I'm joking. Or am I? Harvest Leaf? Sure. We can start flip one killing shit, which I suppose is good, and then we get the tap move Deirdre back. We can't summon anything, we grab a bond back. Deirdre Ram. Cool. At the bottom. Flip one, pop that, heal it back to hand. There's no way we're grabbing that card back as a heal. Why did we pop the Maui? Do we fear Maui dodges? No, wait, what? No, that doesn't make sense. I'm a bit lost. Because I don't think Deirdre is just tapping to kill the Maui, right? He kind of wants to run away. Right? Flip one harvest draw. I'm so confused, guys. What's happening? What's happening, bros? Also, those leaves are never gonna like leaf solve anything anymore. That's just a bit funny to think about. Yeah. So, okay, never mind. This makes sense. Does it? Did we need to do that? Did we need to leave Deirdre in the front? We're gonna tap you back with leaf. We're not, right? Okay, we're healing back to Deirdre, I guess. So now we have 5 advance in our hand and 5 other cards, which I guess is still a good amount, right? Swain, Fate Emblem, cool, I guess. So somehow, Chisaku had the best fucking early game imaginable besides his on turn 4, flubbed it up, lost, and then got the best 2 cards that he could have had is back into the game. Okay. To be fair, he did at least use the King Leo on the turn that it was supposed to be used. That helped him out a lot because it gave him some free time. And then Basil no longer has Zelfie, so I don't know. We are on to Chisaku's Bond phase. Where he puts out another card is sort of crucial, because he's really close to Azura value, and Azura value could be like really good. It's tough to say because it's definitely flip 3 for 2 cards in hand. It's much less about the cards in Boundless at this point, because this Boundless is fucking stacked. I believe he has Ryoma, Maui, Silas, and Lilith in there. Maybe even a non-coast that he hasn't used yet. But, like, he has pretty much every skill he wants in there, bar, like, a King Leo. Which, again, he might also have still. No, I don't think he has a King Leo in there. His other King Leos is his Bond area, I think. But, like, it's still plus 2 cards to hand, and a unit he gets to deploy. A unit that gets to kill Arvis and possibly buff by Silas, which could then kill Leaf instead, possibly. And then we still have Liliths to slow him down and stop him from ever, like, getting a huge port state. Oh my god, we're gonna see it in the Plumeria. Oh my god, we get Plumeria Lilith this turn. That's so crazy. Nil, Persia Gray, cool. We can think about copy first. Like, copy Malwi for a buff. But I don't think we're... Maybe we do Malwi this turn. I hope we don't Malwi this turn. That's probably a dodge, if I had to guess. Any form of dodge, I don't really care. I don't know what that card could be. And then... Oh my god, we're just moving more shit. We aren't moving anything, right? Just to get that clear. We're not moving. If we do move anything, it's definitely... I don't know. No, we don't move anything. I was gonna say, like, maybe you could think about moving Deirdre so he gets this backline access, but, like, it's probably gonna be fine regardless. Yeah, no, we're good. We'll want to accidentally leave Deirdre in the backline, right? Because the ultimate goal is we cleared 2 units anyways. We're definitely clearing the leaf this time, right? We are not going to make the same mistake of leaving the leaf up. I think it's maybe a Silas copy too, just to buff the Azura. I think he has like extra Malwis in there. I think the extra Malwis are fine. He can Malwi heal back any card in his Bond area that would be helpful. There's so many cards he can have. Or alternatively, he could just Lilith, and Lilith is good because it's gonna shut down way more stuff. We've already seen him play Leaf and Arvis. There's only so many more cards he can play after that, right? Like, the most I could see from this point onwards is, like, Sacred CC. And maybe another Leaf, but, like, I don't know. Silas copy, so we're not going to stop with the Lilith. Okay, whatever. It's cool, it's fine. Please do not go all face. If you go all face here, or if you're even thinking, okay, thank God. I have to double check myself here. Seeing as how last time this situation came up, how it went. He's thinking about the leaf dodge. Imagine leaf dodge into Azura and then losing all your leaves. Although his deck just resets, so that's not too scary. Leaf dodge though, which means the Arvis is probably going to stay up. I would just copy Mobley. I would have copied Mobley and then... Oh, sure. So we're going to lose that leaf and that leaf, okay. And then I would hopefully move the Azura back. I guess we don't need to, huh? Either way, it's going to be attacked or blown up or something. And then we have to call upon another Silas. This is fine too. I'm not really complaining about moving back. It's just, it's whatever. I think it's negligible. And there's upsides to both, because at this point, that could be a whatever target. It just sucks now that we know that the Primary can die, and then he can still summon with, like, Leaf. With his father's blood. I'm also not sure if we needed to Azura there. Sigurd CC like I guessed. That was sort of predictable, like I said. Bro, he could heal back 3 Sigurds and just hide behind them. That's so funny. And we have a leaf anyways. That's sort of crazy, actually. Leaf dodge into the other leaf. Fortunately for him, unless if he flipped all of his bonds right now and committed crits. Oh no. This could be so bad. What's the ordering on this? Okay, so reveal one card post top deck. Play cost 3 higher draw. Then the orb. Dude, wait. What is there to save him? Lilith or Plumeria? That's the only 2, right? Then he picks an orb. Wait, did he just die? He just died. Okay. And then this effect doesn't matter. Wait, he lost. I hate this game. I can't believe I got my hopes up. No, Chisaku deserved to lose this match. Absolutely fucking deserved it. Just flip through all of them. You're good. And then you crit the Deirdre in your hand that you so clearly have. This is why we should use other skills in our Value deck. That way, we don't die to dumb shit like this, and we have ways of clearing the field, or protecting ourselves just a little bit. Wow, he's not even flipping the Sigurds, he's just like fucking getting beat the shit out of. Okay, well. Dodge? Or is that it? Yeah, okay. Whatever, you deserve to lose this match.